Yeah, deep throat the informant.
The best moment for us going live. Excellent.
Yeah, exactly.
What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 81 of the SpawnCast. Yeah, you're in trouble now, Max.
Well, that was live. Wait a minute, what?
a lot more people watch now than they did before. So.
Welcome to the Deep Throat Cast.
Oh man. Yeah, I got a lot of stuff to go over. Again, though, we are on SoundCloud. It should be iTunes and everything. Evan actually posts that audio up pretty much right away when we're done here. So if you miss it, it is up there. Otherwise, the video version, Evan uploads to the Patreon, and then it goes live the following week. So you can check everything out there. But we should be on iTunes. We're working on getting on... What's the other one I was thinking? Oh, Spotify. That was one people keep asking about. We'll look into Spotify, but I think we're on Google Play also. But yeah, we got some stuff to go over. You guys actually jumped in. We actually went live as people were pointing out Nate's interesting camera filter. I guess we don't really know what's wrong with this camera, but it actually works out for his persona.
I like it.
It looks cool, yeah. Nate. Yeah, why don't you say something, Nate? So it'll pop up on the screen.
This is my new, I guess.
Oh my God!
We see what the Kinect sees.
Dude, the freaking Matrix is coming to life.
Yeah, it actually looks pretty cool. We'll stick with that. That looks good. That looks good, man. Yeah, let's go around here. And who's the green person? That is Nate. Direct Feed Games. Everyone is down in the description as well, guys. If you want to check out anyone's channel, it's all down there. Let's go around here. We have Sean. RGT is with us tonight.
Hello. Greetings.
How's it going, man? How's it going? We were just talking about the Intellivision system that actually got announced like half an hour ago. So we'll go over some of that here. But Sean, you said you're probably gonna do a video on it as well. So
I'll probably
check
do
that
after the show.
There you go. Make sure you guys check that out as well. Very good, very good. OJ, Player Essence here. What's going on, man?
It's going good. I'm here.
Nate, Lawnmower Man is here.
90s.
Yes. Good to have Nate here. Like I said, I think it just works for you, man. That I don't know how you did it, but
I don't know. I am one with the Matrix.
Yeah, I mean that it works. Cool. And then Evan, of course, is here. What's going on, Evan?
Not much, just hanging out.
Cool. And then Max, Dreamcast guy, got back from his convention just in time.
Yep, literally walked in the door. So all the news we talk about today is new to me.
Oh, cool. We'll get like your hot take on it then.
Yes. I haven't heard anything.
All right, very good. That'll work. You were at a comic book convention, right?
Yeah, I was at a comic convention. I ran into a couple of fans. They were all real nice. Somebody was dressed as oh God, I'm spacing on a Doctor Strange guy who was like 4 feet tall, was a big fan of mine. But yeah, it was super fun. Bought a lot of comic books.
Cool. Okay, that'll work. We have a bunch of stuff to go over today. We're gonna get into what we're playing and everything. First, do you guys want to? Because I know this is gonna come up in the chat and everything. Do you guys want to address the Philip situation?
Sure.
I know some of you guys asked, "Are we gonna talk about Philip tonight?" Yeah, we can. That's fine. I don't mind. We can go over the Philip stuff.
I did a podcast on it. It was interesting. It's interesting. All the different takes.
I mean, he's a person who stole a lot of different content from a lot of different people and still hasn't said sorry. And now he's making videos again. So if you want to watch content from a person like that, you can. Free country. I personally just am not going to partake. I don't hate the guy, though. It's one of the things of like some people screw up and some people think that they'll never need to say sorry. So he's just one of those people.
OJ, you did have an interesting thought on that, though, on your live stream on why he's not saying anything. You think he might be somewhat binding.
It's got to be legal, in my opinion, because if you look at what he says in the in his video that he did, if you look at, he says, I apologize for my missteps. He'll never admit to it directly, but he'll go around it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking it's something legal. Somebody in my comment section brought up that if he does admit it, that he breaks YouTube terms of service to where his channel's gone. Also, IGN and other people, if he exactly admits to what he says, like I did this wrong or I did this wrong exactly and apologizes for it, Boomstick or IGN can sue him for damages. So I personally feel there's a reason why he's not directly admitting it, because he's skirting around it and saying, I'm sorry for my missteps. I'm sorry for what happened, but he won't exactly say exactly what that is. So I personally feel, as somebody who's going in the legal system myself, there's certain things that you can say and what you can't say. And I think that he's kind of skirting around that so he doesn't run into that problem, because if he does, then like I said, people can go after him. And even after the whole thing went down, there was other people that accused him, not with much evidence, but there was other people that accused him of saying, oh, well, you stole this from me. You like, there was a bunch of like smaller YouTubers and other people that kind of jumped on the bandwagon as well, which they might be justified. They might not be. We don't know. But
some of those other people, for the record, just want to clear up the record. A lot of the people that jumped on ended up making very detailed videos as well. So a lot of those people that came forward actually had very concrete evidence of entire paragraphs. So I want to say that he definitely for sure stole from at least 30 different people. So I think part of it may just be the fact that if he comes out and says, I'm sorry, in the court system, that definitely says I did it. So
you're guilty, exactly.
Yeah, he could open up the floodgates of getting
and
sued.
one of his videos that was part of that had it was this FIFA one. It's like 600,000 views. That's some money there. So
a bunch of his videos, I was watching his channel, a bunch more of his videos right before he uploaded his new video, a bunch of his old stuff disappeared again. So I think maybe he went through his own work and the last of his stuff that he may have plagiarized, he went ahead and deleted that too.
Okay. So I mean, he's on YouTube. You're allowed to post on YouTube, I guess, if he's not breaking terms of service. But people can watch or not watch, I guess. But yeah, he did some bad stuff. So that's kind of where I am. It's like he's gonna post on YouTube either way. So just don't watch.
Yeah.
Also, a lot of bigger YouTubers will probably keep making videos on him anyway. So
right.
I mean.
That's the thing. Like, I don't know. I'm just over it. Like,
okay. It'll be the thing. I guarantee you in 2 weeks, no one will care again. I think Yang Yi is going to get his hits, and then everyone will kind of be like, okay, this horse is dead. Let's stop beating it.
Yeah. He'll pretty much exist in his corner on the internet as long as he wants to post, I guess. So it's pretty much what'll happen there. Just in case people were wondering, that's basically it. That's where we're kind of sitting on it. Nate, did you have anything to say about the situation with Philip? So I'm sure you had something to say about it.
All right, let's write it.
I mean, my take of the situation is he stole from others. He cheated his community by misleading them and giving them false reviews and false coverage. He embarrassed the industry. He put IGN and all of its employees at risk. Everything he did was just a selfish act. And to see him come back to YouTube and just say, my missteps, it's an insult again to his community and everybody in the gaming community on YouTube and the industry. He's not taking responsibility for anything. And he's just, I mean, it's too late now. He can't apologize. That day was way, way long ago. And he didn't do it. And he comes back 2 months later and just says, oh, forgive me, I didn't do anything. And I mean, it just feels like an insult to everyone who supported him of how he did everything.
Is it too late now to say sorry?
I think that's fair. I think that's fair. Yeah,
that's fair. I don't have a problem with anybody having. I mean, there were some people that tried to say, "Oh, well, you're supporting him so much, OJ. I can't be with some." I'm like, bruh, shut up. Listen, look, this is what I'm saying. I'm saying this. This is how I feel. The dude has a kid. He needs to, I mean, whatever. He did a lot of bad things. I get it. You don't got to watch his videos. Just if you don't like his videos, then don't watch his videos. If you want to watch his videos, you watch his videos. He has as of right now, he has the right to post on YouTube, and he's going to do that. If he's going to post on YouTube, he's going to post on YouTube. And that's that. Like I said, we got a dude who filmed somebody dead, that's still on YouTube, by the way. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude's still on YouTube. So it is what it is. Those people have done horrible things that are still on YouTube. So, well, I mean, that's what it is.
He has the right to be on YouTube, but it doesn't mean the community, the industry, or anyone else has to support him.
Agree.
I mean, people say, "Oh, he has the right to a job." No, you're not entitled to a job.
If he hasn't broken anything that they can improve, he has the right to post on his personal YouTube. Because, like I said, there are people who have done, like I said, Logan was a Jake Paul. Logan Paul, he's done crazy things, right? And he's still posting on his YouTube. So from what I understand, he definitely has the right, from what I understand at this point, he has the right to post on, he can post on YouTube. I'm not trying to say that your criticism isn't legit, and I'm not trying to say anybody else's criticism isn't legit. And trust me, I agree with a lot of the like everything you just said, Nate, I agree with that. I agree with everything. I'm just saying he does have the right to post on his own personal channel, right? I mean, you're trying to say he can't even do that?
No, he has the right to post on his channel. I don't like the argument of, he can post on his channel because he has a family.
Oh no, I'm not. I'm saying because he, at this point, because of the whole legal wrangling type of deal, like his YouTube channel is still there. I'm saying that he has the right to post because his YouTube channel isn't down. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he has the right to post anything he wants on his YouTube channel, but he shouldn't just come back and be all, "Hey guys, sorry I've been gone for 100 days on vacation. Here's this ad placement video I did that's, obviously either scripted or I got money to advertise this product. And, okay, guys, I'll be back later."
I don't know. You think anyone's paying him to talk about their shit?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I'll be honest. I don't think that's how he made his videos before he went to IGN, though. They're very, if you go back and look, any of his product ones are very similar to that. People do see them as ads, though. It's interesting.
I mean, to me, it just seems like, it'd be like a store owner, or, we'll say like he's a chef who has great plating skills because everyone praises his editing, gets hired by Gordon Ramsay. You find out that he's just giving you reheated frozen meals. He gets fired. I'm not going to go to his restaurant again when he comes back to his own.
See, you're more in the sense of Philip should go edit for someone.
Yeah, if he wants to go edit for someone, go for it. But how can he be trusted for his opinion, his coverage? He's never done it before. He's never done original content.
I'm not telling anybody to trust him. I'm not saying that. I'm not even telling people, like, you don't have to go watch his videos. I'm not telling people to trust him. Like, I'm not saying that.
People should be watching him now more than ever, actually. I bet you they are, too.
Well, yeah, I'm sure every single thing that's in every one of his videos is being written down now. So they can just literally Google sentences and see where it's from. Like, already the entire comment section of his video is great editing. I can't wait to see who you stole it from.
Oh, man.
Hey, he had to disable the like. He had to disable the like and dislike bar, too.
I think it's fucking dumb. Sorry for the F word. I think it's dumb that he just came back like so damn soon. Like
what? I think I counted. I think it was like 48 days or something. It's literally like stabbing somebody and be like, "Dang, I should go hide." And they literally like a week later show up to work like, "Hey guys, did you hear about that murder? It was really weird."
Yeah, like I don't know, man. Like he should have gone ghost for and if I think OJ does have a good point that there probably is some legal stuff going on. If there is, let that play out, let that get handled, and then maybe you decide to come back to YouTube. Like there's jobs out there, man. Like you can get a normal job and make some money as opposed to posting shit on YouTube where everyone is going to scrutinize you because of your mistakes and your plagiarism and your stealing of stuff. So it's like, I don't know, man. Like I think maybe he's got like, I don't know. It's a shitty situation, but I don't think he shouldn't be in front of a camera at the very least. Like he can edit. He should probably try to edit for someone else.
He could probably even do commentary, honestly, if he changed up some of the I guess just how his voice sounds a bit, maybe talk a bit differently. He could probably do commentary.
Get a voice box or something. Yeah, like I don't know, man. He needs to take a break, maybe get a normal job, working a 9-to-5, make some money, clear his head, let this whatever legal stuff is going on with it, take his course. And
no, I'm not saying that there is legal stuff. I'm saying that if he admitted to what there could be.
I think he probably seek legal advice. Actually, OJ, I think you're onto something there. Yeah, I think you're onto something. I'm
not saying that there's people that are going after him. I'm saying that somebody probably told him to, hey, you better not say X, Y, or Z. Because if you do, you admit to doing this, that, and that, and therefore you can be sued. IGN could probably sue the hell out of him for damages, right? IGN could probably just sue him to oblivion, and then the floodgates will open. Once IGN does it, then other people could. But IGN could really just take everything that he has. That's what I'm trying to say. That's the reason why I personally feel, as somebody who's doing the legal crap right now, like there's certain things that even though, you might want to say something, you can't say it. If you're going to be posting, I guess a normal 9-to-5 might be a good, might be a good thing, but he lied on his resume and everything. So, I mean, like, would he be able to get like a normal 9-to-5 like that when he lied on his resume? Like, how much lying has he done on his resume? So,
I mean, you could push carts, they could, lots of fast food service jobs.
The standards have went up in some of those places, my boy. You can't be lying on your resume.
Oh, man.
You can't be lying on your resume. You know what I'm saying, man?
Would it surprise you guys if I told you he got over 140 subs today?
Yeah, I looked at that. It's because everyone's talking about it. At this point. I think it's people lining up to see the dumpster fire. They really just want to be like, "Wow, what's going to happen next?"
I mean, I think these YouTubers who are talking about him are actually kind of helping him, to be honest.
And there's people who don't care. There's people like, all right, and you know what I'm saying? There are, believe it or not, which is horrible, trust, but there are people who just, I don't care. I mean, there's a lot of crazy YouTubers out there, right? That do bad things, and people go to them, to subscribe, right?
I had people saying I was mean when I said that him stealing videos was wrong. I had people say that I was being mean to him. There are people who just see a scenario one way of like, Philip's a nice guy. I mean, he does a lot of horrible, awful crimes that could literally go to court, but he's a nice guy. It's like, what?
Yeah.
It is what it is. I think we've pretty much covered.
Yeah,
it.
it's dead. It's dead.
So what's everyone been playing this week?
Man, a lot of stuff.
Yeah, true that.
Starlink and
Starlink's the big one, I think. I think everybody played it. Actually, Nate, did you get a chance to play Starlink yet?
No, I haven't played Starlink.
Oh, you fool.
I beat Starlink and I beat Soulcalibur VI, and wow, Soulcalibur VI is legit.
Really?
Yeah, definitely the most fun fighting game I've played this year by far. I don't think it's the best one, but it's certainly the one that just has the most like pick up and play and do some combinations and jump into really tight online matches and get your face bashed in, and one button specials. They just have like a special trigger and like a guard break trigger. It's just really, really straightforward combat. I loved it.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, I haven't been into a Soulcalibur game in a long time. I think like when Link was in it. Soulcalibur too.
I've been watching a lot of Soulcalibur on Twitch. I'm not gonna buy. I'm not big into Soulcalibur, but I agree with what Dreamcast guy is saying. It's actually pretty entertaining to watch it because it doesn't feel cheap as hell. Like Street Fighter V feels cheap. It just feels like it's too easy. It's too cheap at times. Like when you watch other people play like V Trigger and stuff. But Soulcalibur, you don't get that feeling. I mean, the ring outs, the like the armor and stuff that they have in there. The single player campaign, it can be complete BS. So to watch people rage about how hard some of the fights are there, I mean, it's really funny. So I think this year's Soulcalibur, I mean, might not be something that you go out there and pick up for 60. But as it gets cheaper, because it might be something that you try out even if you're a casual fan of it. Based on what I've seen, it seems like a pretty solid Soulcalibur and a good rebound from what they did Soulcalibur 5.
Yeah,
that was a dumpster fire.
Dude, oh yeah. I actually hated 4 and 5 because I thought both of them just were so all over the place. It sort of felt like they were trying to reinvent the series and completely screwed it up.
Yeah. So it's good stuff. I do like watching Soulcalibur. I've been watching a ton of it.
Yeah, I'm not a big fighting game person, but Soulcalibur was the one fighting game I was actually at least interested in. Outside of like everyone likes Street Fighter for the most part, but I wasn't super into that. What about
Street Fighter 5 is horrible, by the way.
Okay.
It's great to watch though, and watch people rage. It's fantastic, like all the stupid stuff that happens in Street Fighter. But I don't think Street Fighter 5 is a good game. But I do watch a lot of it though.
I liked Soulcalibur back in the day. Like I said, if maybe I'll look into it a little more just to see. How was the single player in it, Max? Was it any good?
Very good. It has both of them have the one big problem with them is the fact that there's 2 different types of campaign. There's one that's like basically a typical story mode of like all the characters battling to get Soul Edge, and then there's like an RPG mode where you're slowly leveling up and buying new weapons and like making a custom character. Both of them are long and cool, but the cutscenes are just pictures. It's literally just like a picture of a character being like, "We got to go to the village," and then a drawing of a village, and it's oh
yeah. Waifus Gaming says they spent 30 hours creating characters in Soulcalibur 6. They said Bowsette, Zelda, and others. Is the character creation that good?
Yes, it's super deep. And what's funny is that even the official Bandai Namco Twitter is making things as a joke. Like they made an exact 100% ripoff of Devil May Cry. They put Dante in there, and then they, as a joke, photoshopped the box that said with like a sticker that says now including Devil May Cry.
Dude, there's a guy that made Magikarp and literally like used Voldo and flopped around like Magikarp. Like it's that good. Magikarp is freaking in the game, flopping around. There's also, they made a pistachio man, like a dude that literally looked like a pistachio, like an actual pistachio that you eat. There's Ronald McDonald. There's all sorts of stuff. The character creator is amazing.
The main thing people are doing right now is you could basically be naked. You could just wear a tiny little pair of underwear. So people are making these like giant buff dudes who are like 7 foot tall and then just demolishing you online. In casual matches, you can use custom characters. So everybody's getting beat up by like naked dudes right now.
Oh man.
So that's the thing.
That'd be cool if someone made like a Mr. Peanut. Like a little monocle.
I'm sure
pretty sure you can.
Did you see the person who made Kirby? They made a super fat guy with a mouth on his stomach and his eyes were nipples, and it's just like, I'm Kirby.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can. You can make almost everything in that game. So
That's great.
I did see a video of a guy who made like a dick lizard.
Yep.
That
I
was-
think Maximilian posted that. That was funny.
He was just like, what the fuck?
That's a new thing they're doing online with that. So, give the internet any chance, and that's what'll happen. Oh man. What about Starlink? Who's playing Starlink?
I'm playing that.
So
I
much
beat
fun.
it. I beat it. I love it.
Yeah, I finished it too. It was about 15 hours, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, it's about that. Yeah, maybe a little less because I did some side stuff. I didn't do any side stuff. Might have been like 12, to be honest. It's not a super long game if you streamline it.
I did a ton of side stuff though. I like the side stuff.
I like that it's not long because I feel like a lot of Ubisoft games fall into this pit hole. And Spawnwave, you and I were talking about this privately, was the fact that a lot of Ubisoft games will just throw up stuff to do over and over again of like get towers or take down this temple over and over. This feels like one of the tightest Ubisoft games where like start to finish, you land on a planet at the beginning, you end the game 15 hours later and you feel content.
Yeah, I do want to stress this definitely feels like an Ubisoft game. Ubisoft game. It definitely feels like one where you have towers and like Far Cry has that, Assassin's Creed has that. It's a lot of the same stuff that you do a lot. People say it's repetitive, but that's what Ubisoft does with their stuff. But I do like the combat's good in it. I'm a big fan of like space combat games, dogfighting, everything. It works pretty well. It does. I don't know about the Toys to Life thing is a weird situation. I spent $75 on the starter pack, and there is a gun that I can't get that you need for certain things.
I feel like the Toys to Life is just not going to catch on in this game. I think I saw somebody on Twitter, I think it was a guy named Carl Rocco, said something like they need to have like Samus's ship in there and stuff like that. I feel like
awesome.
I feel like if they did some Nintendo themed DLC, because let's be honest, I don't think Starlink is going to sell great on the PS4 or the Xbox One at all. I think the Switch version will outsell those two versions combined, just because. Just because like the Star Fox stuff is not shoehorned in. I think a lot of us were expecting it to be shoehorned in. Honestly, before I was talking to people that I won't say their names or whatever that were reviewing the game, I didn't realize that you could play as Fox from start to finish, and it all made sense. It was all cohesive. I figured it was just going to be some side missions thrown in. So it really feels like a Star Fox game more so than a new IP. And I feel like as a new IP, like this dude right here is Captain Whitebread. Like
I don't know what his name is. Yeah,
I don't know either.
Mason.
Captain Whitebread.
Mason.
Like
Mason.
he's just like a boring generic white dude with like the white guy haircut and shit. And it's like I some of the characters are okay. I got with them. Some of them I didn't really like, but
I didn't use any of the other character. The other character came with it. I just used Fox the whole time.
Same.
Some of them are good. The main benefit for those in chat who haven't picked it up yet. The main benefit of playing as different characters is each one levels independently and they have different skill trees. So when you play as Fox, a lot of his stuff is about like buffing teammates and stuff like that. Whereas when you play as like Mason has a bunch of like specials that'll let him like do big explosive stuff. And then when you play as somebody like, there's like a guy who's like a gunslinger, an alien gunslinger, all of his talents are plus attack. So it definitely makes it where there is benefits to playing as all of them, but the game is so easy, you can just kind of pick whoever looks cool.
Yeah, that's why I put the game. I noticed how easy it was on the normal. That's why I put it on the harder difficulty. I've been playing through it there. So
yeah, that's definitely a good choice, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. So I suggest if you're looking for a challenge, or you're looking for not even just like looking for just like a normal. I think in today's gaming, like normal is easy and hard is normal in most games. So if you're looking for something a little bit more, like just put it on hard, because you're gonna get those freaking outlaws are gonna, once you go out into space, those outlaws are gonna tear you up if you're not appropriate level and stuff. So I would just put it on there. But yeah, I've been enjoying the game. I've been having a lot of fun. I ended up getting, I think, one of the other toys and stuff because my daughter, she liked it, so I ended up getting one of those. But I bought all the digital stuff, and I think that's the biggest thing that separates this Toys to Life from other Toys to Life. The other Toys to Life games won't let you do that. Buy stuff digital, and won't let you do that. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what separates it from Skylanders and from the other games. Whereas like you can pick up the $60 digital version and it comes with most of the stuff. Whereas like Skylanders, it's like, you want this, you gotta buy the toy. You gotta go into the store, you gotta buy the toy, and that's the biggest thing. I think eventually, I don't think it's going to be successful like the whole Toys to Life thing. I think this franchise can be successful, but the whole Toys to Life thing, not necessarily so. But we'll see.
It depends on how they take it, because if you consider that since you can buy it digitally, maybe they shouldn't produce as many toys. It can almost make that a collectible side of things.
That's true.
Like amiibo stuff.
Well, even beyond that, like the Skylanders stuff, not the main toys, but the ones you could only get from waiting in line and be the first 100 people at a convention to get like a felt version of Spyro, like that type of stuff.
They need to up the quality on some of this stuff, because like some of the characters don't look like anywhere near amiibo quality.
I just got this just because it looks so cool. This is the only one that I really wanted. But I got it because it looks cool. Plain and simple. I'm
gonna put that in my official background all the time now, because it is, and I feel like, man, that box art, you don't realize how big that thing's gonna be, and then you put it together and you're like, oh man, that's pretty mondo.
Yeah. It's just a really, that's all I really wanted. So if they do it that way to where like like Evan was saying, like, hey, there's only like a couple type of ships that you can get, and then you can buy the stuff digitally, or it comes with it, or pre-order, you get this. I think that this franchise Starlink can have success, but I don't know. I kind of feel like it's tied to Star Fox now. Like they have to do Star Fox again and again. Do they make a Star Fox game? Like, how does this franchise progress for it to be successful? Because if you can't do like Starlink 2 and not have Fox in it, you know what I'm saying? Like it's got to have it now. So it's gonna be interesting to see what they do.
Do you think if they do more with this series and they progress it on, do you think that it'll still come to other platforms, or do you see it being a Nintendo exclusive because of the Star Fox? I guess it really is based on sales. We assume it's going to sell best on Switch, but who the hell knows? But
I think it comes down to development cost. If you're already making a game and it's going to sell 80 million copies on Switch, just as a hyperbolic number, and then an additional like 4 million on PS4 and Xbox One, and you're producing that other port for $500,000, it's worth just making a slimmed down weird port without the cool characters.
What if they instead grabbed them and asked if they wanted to make like another Star Fox game, like an actual just Star Fox game?
That's my hope. Yeah, is call it Star Fox Worlds and make an actual full-blown open world Star Fox game.
That's what I think it can go into. Maybe Nintendo and them have to do like, hey, don't make Starlink. You know what I'm saying? Make Star Fox this for us using this engine, make it exclusive. And I think Ubisoft would be like, all right, bye Felicia to the other versions. If Nintendo did that, I think Nintendo would be, or Ubisoft would be over the moon. Because did you guys hear the other interviews that they were talking about? They started working on it before it even got approved.
Yeah.
Like that was their dream. So obviously they were thinking about that when they were making this game. Maybe we can get Star Fox in here,
Yeah.
Please, Nintendo, then Reggie suggested it. And they're like, oh my God, he suggested it, so.
That's pretty common though. A lot of games have that where they tinker with elements of it. Like what was it? Mortal Kombat was originally going to be a game all about blood sport, and at the last second they said, actually you can't do it. And I'm like, all right, well we're keeping the entire game. We're just changing it and putting clothes on some of the characters.
Yeah, that would be cool if they did that though. If they said, yeah, why don't you build this Star Fox game even on similar engine, because that's Starlink's done on the Snowdrop engine.
It's great. Performs great on Switch.
Yeah.
They could bring that over. Yeah, they could bring that over and do Snowdrop. And it seems like they had no problem letting him do like a season pass DLC for Mario Rabbids. So they probably let him do that too, because obviously the company like Ubisoft would love to have a season pass with it. So
yeah.
Would you guys, just to kind of go a little bit more on, would you guys want maybe like on foot sections to like where you can get out of your ship and
Personally, no. I thought that the ability to one of my biggest problems with No Man's Sky was the constant hunger for resources of having to stop, get out of my ship, recharge my tools, and recharge my vehicle to go back into orbit. And I feel like something that makes Starlink so good is the fact that you just land, shoot some stuff. Whenever you get bored, you literally just aim your ship up, fly to the next planet. No big deal. You later on, you even get the fast travel, so you can just teleport from planet to planet. That's so cool. And I feel like as soon as you add even one extra step, I think it would break the flow. That's my personal opinion.
Well, what if you made it slightly minor, where there's only like bases and certain things you have to do indoors, not even to gather material, but like a dungeon of sorts where you have to switch out?
Yeah, because then that doesn't feel like it's changing the gameplay loop, it's adding to the gameplay loop. So yeah, like I'm sure you guys know, there were a couple dungeons there, like puzzle rooms where you actually had to go like inside of a tunnel, there'd be a bunch of laser wires. It'd be cool if instead you actually automatically hopped out of your ship and had to like run around and shoot bad guys. I'd be cool with that.
I mean, they had that on the 64 version. You could run around on foot on the 64 version if you got. I think you unlocked enough stuff in the game, and you had to beat the game and all kinds of stuff. You had to like get the medals on everything for multiplayer. That would be cool if they did that. I'd like to see them just say, "Yeah, who cares about Starlink? Let's just build a Star Fox game." That would be cool. I would like that. What else? What else have we been playing? Nate, what have you been playing?
I actually started Soulcalibur VI, but I only played it for like an hour, so I don't really have much of an opinion yet. But
what system are you playing it on?
Xbox One, and the menu system is incredibly laggy and unresponsive.
Oh, weird. Oh, yeah.
Is it the X or the S or?
Just the standard Xbox One.
Oh, wow.
That's the reason why.
No, the VCR.
The VCR. Oh, man. Okay. So you said it's laggy and everything.
Yeah, it's not like you'll hit A and the game will just sit there, and you're kind of like, is my system locking up? Is the game frozen? Is it a network error? And then it just kind of game starts, and you're very confused as what's going on.
Whoa.
It runs all right in the game, though?
Yeah, the game runs fine and it plays fine. It's just the menu system just seems very broken.
Interesting. Okay. Wonder why that would be. Maybe it needs a patch, or it's just an old system. We're ready for the next Xbox and PlayStation era, so let's get that going. Okay, cool. So what about what do you think about? You've played a couple matches, I guess. Nothing really crazy on it.
Yeah, I only played a few of like the arcade mode matches, but nothing really in depth. I just kind of like screwed around with Ivy and Voldo and stuff.
Okay. Very neat. Anything else this week? Any reviews for footage or anything?
No, nothing that I can really think of.
Okay. Right.
No Dark Souls? Am I the only person playing Dark Souls?
I was gonna get Dark Souls, but I didn't because I don't really like Dark Souls that much.
I watched some Dark Souls footage on Twitch.
I've been enjoying it. I'm actually better at it than I thought it would be. I would be. And I'm actually the one thing I love about the game is just the exploration aspect of it. Like, if you're going a certain way and you're like, oh damn, these dudes are kind of tough. There might be a different way that you can go and find something, find a different path that leads you to another area where the guys aren't as tough, so that way you can level up. I like invading other people's worlds because all of the people that I've invaded are just like noobs and like they don't even know what the hell is going on, and I just like run up on them like, time to die, and then like I just kill them and stuff. I'm having a good time with it.
Have you ever played Bloodborne?
I haven't.
See, I'd be curious your thoughts on Blood. I like Bloodborne more than Dark Souls.
I like Dark Souls 3 more than Bloodborne slightly, but because I like there's like a more of a heaviness to all the boss fights in Dark Souls 3. But yeah, Bloodborne's fast, and I like that. Bloodborne, like I feel like Sean would be really good at Bloodborne because it's all about speed. Like Bloodborne, the main difference between Dark Souls is when you hit people, you actually get some health back. So if somebody hits you, your health bar will actually have like a red portion, and you could drink their blood, so to speak. So it makes it where you're definitely more encouraged to be really in their face. So it feels different.
I think you'd like Bloodborne, Sean. It's been on PlayStation Plus, I think, twice now. And it keeps going up. So if you have PlayStation now, you can it's one of those download games.
It's also super cheap though.
Yeah,
It's like $10. I keep seeing it at Walmart for like $10 or $12.
Yeah, it's cheap on eBay. I'll pick that up.
It's a good one to look into to try it, to see. Still did not get any PlayStation Pro upgrades on it though, which is annoying because you need to look into a new PlayStation, don't you?
Yeah, I don't know what the hell is going on with mine. I've been playing more Spider-Man, and like sometimes I'll just be playing it and like it just gets very choppy, and like then I'll like exit out and then the menu will be choppy. So I don't know, it's weird.
You know what you need to do? I mean, I think it's some built up dust. You got to get one of those dusters and I think it'll be fine.
Oh yes,
it's time for that PS4 Pro, Sean.
Yeah.
I can't afford that.
Get that PS4 Pro, man. You got that 4K TV, man.
That's fine. It does its job.
Get that PS4 Pro for that 4K TV, man. Spider-Man looks good in 4K.
No, I'm sure.
I'm definitely gonna get an Xbox One X on Black Friday. I might get a Pro at the same time.
Yeah, I wonder how cheap they'll be on Black Friday. Probably pretty cheap.
I'm hoping between $250-$300.
We go for $299. That'd be good.
Yeah, I would. I'm grabbing if it's $299. I'm down.
It's not as good as $200.
There might be you might actually see a price drop at XO for the X1X. You might see that. So look out for that. What about Evan? What have you been playing?
Just all Black Ops all week.
Oh yeah, I'm playing that too.
Yeah, playing a ton of yeah. Yeah.
Man.
I've put in a couple 7-hour days in Blackout. It's ridiculous.
Jeez. Did you see the what's the new mode the new shop they're putting in?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I
Black
mean,
market.
it was bound to happen, so it really didn't matter.
Oh man. I mean, I guess you can earn a lot of stuff, but yeah, it is. They're adding microtransactions.
Yeah, I will say Blackout's still great. The whole black market microtransactions are weird to me. I don't understand it. Like I have a bunch of the Call of Duty bucks. I don't know. I think that that's just going to be a thing of they're going to try and make it feel like you're not spending microtransactions, but it's definitely microtransactions.
Yeah, it's still a fun game. It's still Call of Duty. You know, it's still a fun game. I'll be curious to see if they go with a campaign next year for Infinity Ward. But have you just been doing Blackout, Evan? Is that like your thing?
I've tried them all this week. Today I actually tore into regular multiplayer. I did Heist and Chaos TDM and stuff like that.
Yeah, I usually do TDM. I like Team Deathmatch more than
It's all right. It's a different pacing. It's kind of annoying at times just because in a tight space, you really feel that your team sucks when they kind of all look one direction and everyone's in the other direction. You're just like, great, awesome, thanks.
This is an interesting question from the Dan guy. What do you guys think is more likely, a Switch release of Star Fox Zero or a new Star Fox game?
New Star Fox.
New Star Fox.
I think so. You don't think they'd port Star Fox Zero over?
The thing is that if they would have to port it, they'd have to admit that they were completely wrong because they would have to totally remove like the whole dual screen, wiggle your whole game pad. They'd have to take out all that.
So all the terrible stuff. They'd have to take that out.
They'd have to remove the cancer, and I feel like they don't want to admit how bad that game was.
That's a shame. I think that game would actually be interesting if they removed all that and put it on the Switch.
Yeah, if it was good, it'd be great.
Yeah, they probably just do a new one with maybe Ubisoft. Maybe they just get them.
To me, after playing this one, man, like, and it has like the open world and it has the mods and the XP. Like, I ain't trying to go back to old Star Fox with the fake upgrades and temporary crap. Man, I can't stand that stuff. And stuff. Sorry, I've been pretty vocal, but I can't stand temporary. I hate that crap. Platinum did that too with Vanquish as well. You know, that's another. Like Vanquish had temporary upgrades. Like why? Like I love Vanquish, but that's the same thing they did with that game. I can't stand that crap. So I kind of don't want to go back to that game.
Gotcha. Yeah. So we played Starlink. I still need to play Astrobot. I keep saying I'm gonna plug in that headset, the VR. It's so much work to set that up, so I haven't yet. I need to. And then I started playing another game on the Switch where you're a robot delivering pizzas in a big world, trying not to destroy everything like Godzilla.
Played a similar one, but it wasn't delivering pizzas. It was attempting to save the universe while accidentally destroying it, basically.
I'm trying to think of what it's called. It's on the Switch. I could probably turn it on and look, but you're a big robot and you're in the future and the idea is you deliver pizzas to people in town and you're running through the city, so you're not trying to destroy the city while also fighting things.
Is it Pizza Titan Ultra?
Yes, it's that one.
Is it any good, actually?
It's all right. It's kind of like it's kind of like Crazy Taxi, I guess, with giant robots running through the city delivering pizzas. So there's that. It was very interesting. It was very odd, even. Then I played more Assassin's Creed, and I'm starting to realize why people get annoyed with that game because it's
grindy as hell.
It's grindy, but it's a very big game.
Yeah,
like, overwhelmingly large. Like it's like I don't know when I'm going to finish this game now. I keep looking. The map keeps getting larger. So oh man.
I bought a bunch of Assassin's Creed comics today, and I was reading through a bunch of them, and I realized that it's kind of annoying that like Origins and Odyssey, even though they're better than video games, definitely just like burned down the entire lore. Like they just completely took all the novels, the movie, obviously, all the previous games, all the comic books, and they just went, let's just burn those down and make it a big open world, whatever the hell.
So yes, I've been doing that. Joe asked, can you all share your thoughts about utilizing the Switch on planes? Have a nonstop flight this week across the U.S. and tips would be appreciated. You want a battery bank.
Yeah, battery bank.
Battery bank and keep it off until you're on the plane, because even that tiny bit of juice does sap it a tiny bit. So just literally fully charge it, turn it off, get there, boot it up, and make the world last.
I would also get another stand, like you know how they have. Obviously, the Switch can hold itself up the kickstand, but even on a plane where there could be turbulence, that's not very stable for it. And of course, if you get a stand like a little $10-15 one and you set it up, you can then also charge it while you're playing on the stand. You see what I mean? Whereas if it's sitting down, you can't get to that charge port. So I recommend a stand that's pretty decent, and then some sort of battery bank. Like a 20,000 milliamp hour should get you through even like a 8-9 hour flight pretty easily.
Mm-hmm.
So that'd be my recommendation. And then get a nice long game that maybe isn't a big Twitch type game, like one that requires like serious reaction time or anything.
Skyrim.
There you go.
That'll eat your battery. I'd say indie. I usually, when I'm on doing something for long periods of time, I play indie games on my Switch just because I know it eats the battery a lot slower.
Golf Story.
Golf Story, yeah.
Oh yeah, Golf Story.
You can play some Dead Cells. Rip into that pretty hard.
Yeah.
You don't want to get mad and hit somebody right next to you playing that game.
Yeah, Golf Story, man. Golf Story is relaxing, dude. It's a long game too.
Something relaxing, something like, I mean, I don't know if you're into like soccer, but like something like FIFA, you know, something that's just like kind of chill, you know, that you can just kind of play. I mean, when I went to Hawaii, that's what I was kind of like doing. So
Golf Story's like $10 too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
is that physical yet? Did I miss that? Is that
on limited run? Wait, what was that? I think we might have missed that.
Well, I'll grab it on eBay for 8,000.
I mean, they might still be selling it. I don't know.
Well, they do the pre-order thing now for a couple months.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, hopefully that'll help. But yeah, battery bank, some awesome games, and a secondary stand that'll hold on to your Switch better. That's some of the, I saw some of the cases. I've seen some cases that actually have stands built into them now, and I might look into one. So keep that in mind. Yes. What about I think it's everybody, right? OJ, you were talking about Starlink. Sean's doing Dark Souls.
Yeah.
Max doing Soulcalibur. Nate's kind of doing Soulcalibur while fighting with his Xbox. Evan's doing Blackout. Yeah, I'll check out. I still need to check out Astrobot. I got a GoPro and I've been mounting it to my ceiling most of the day. So I'll be doing that more for Tech Wave, so I can have a nice overhead view.
That's smart.
Yeah, GoPros they're actually cheaper than normal cameras, and it doesn't matter if you drop them. So they're pretty strong, and they do 4K. So Tech Wave's getting upgraded to 4K.
How much was the GoPro?
This was a GoPro Hero 7 Silver. It's $300.
It's not bad.
Now it comes with a stand and everything already. So actually what I did was to mount it to my ceiling, I got a towel rack bar from Walmart for like $12. And actually that one was from Home Depot for $20 because that one's metal. I was looking at the other one. And then I just screwed it into the ceiling above where I am. And then it has a clip that hangs off of your handlebars, but I'm hanging off of the towel rack.
Smart.
And it just aims straight down. That's it. So yes, it works well. Yes, we talked about all of that. We want to talk about so there's a nice forum talking about it already, but Nate made me aware of that one. So there are Nintendo Direct rumors going around right now, and it's not new technically. This has been going around for weeks now, actually, but it's finally made its way out onto the internet. Leaky Panda put it out, and then 2 other places actually put it out as well before I did a video. So there you go. There appears to be not 1 but 2 Nintendo Directs planned, which is interesting for November because I can't figure out what the other one's for. The other one is for Smash, right? That makes sense.
Yeah, definitely.
Right. That makes sense. I don't know what the other one would be for.
Smash.
Also Smash.
Super Smash, actually.
2 Smash. I don't know what the other one's for. I was thinking about it. I was like, maybe they want to talk about release dates because the January one would be like a blowout for their right at the end of their fiscal year because that ends at the end of March.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what else they would announce there. Daemon X Machina could get a release date. That could happen. They could also announce that Star Fox game that everyone has known about for like what feels like a year now.
Yeah, Grand Prix.
Yeah, I mean, it's still technically a rumor, but man, everyone's like backing it. I will say that. I don't know what they're going to do there if it actually happens. And what's interesting is I feel like the Smash one would have to be at the end of the month, and this one would have to be in the beginning of the month because they'd probably do a final push for Let's Go as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they could do spring. They could talk about spring stuff, maybe show off some Animal Crossing stuff. I mean, there's a lot that they could
They could talk about Fire Emblem.
Fire Emblem, like the first half of the year is pretty stacked in what we assume is coming and what they've said is coming. So, there's definitely stuff to talk about.
I think it's going to be them talking about bundles. I think it's going to be them trying to do basically a 20-minute commercial for everything coming out for the end of the year. I think they're going to talk about the Let's Go a bunch. I think they're going to talk about like the Diablo bundle. I think it's just going to literally be like, this is the stuff that's on store shelves that you may not have heard about. So if you haven't bought a Switch yet, now's the time. Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah, that's all I can think of is that they must have some. I don't think they're announcing anything for this year, though. That'll be weird.
Yeah.
No, I don't think it'll be anything for. And if it is, it would be something like, a port, maybe a third-party game or something like that. Because then, sometimes you occasionally get that during them, but it won't be anything like from Nintendo that's coming out in 2000.
Yeah, because we're pretty sure Metroid Prime Trilogy, if that's getting announced this year, it's at the Game Awards. That's what we all assume. And maybe Metroid Prime 4 is there with some kind of CG trailer, just to show where the story's going. I'm not expecting gameplay there, but like I expect it to be like the Bayonetta situation where we got the Bayonetta collection and then Bayonetta 3, like basically a CG trailer. Mm-hmm. That's kind of what I'm expecting. So I don't think they would show the trilogy at this thing. Basically, what we're looking at is this Direct. Leaky Panda seems to think it's somewhere between the 4th and the 9th. That's basically the first week of November, essentially. Basically, we're talking about another Direct being in the next 3 weeks. A general one.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. If it happens, I wouldn't be super surprised.
Yeah. I mean, I would be kind of surprised. I mean, that sounds weird.
It'll be shocking, but I think it really just comes down to, I think it's going to be short. I think the main thing is don't expect anything probably even over 15 minutes. I think it's just going to be a bam, bam, bam kind of presentation. Because at this point, I think we were all kind of aware, at least in some form, that they're saving up a lot of stuff for a big January Direct. I think that there is going to be a super huge giant, like their own E3 to start off 2019.
Nate, would you like to talk about this at all?
I think it's pretty realistic that we could see one in November, even if it's just to go over Let's Go and just a general holiday stuff. And then even once again, show something like New Super Mario Brothers U for Switch, Daemon Ex Machina, maybe even Fire Emblem one more time before the year ends. Because that way you get like all that E3 hype. Well, not E3, the holiday hype.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And you get people sitting there, like, oh, I got to buy a Switch this November, not just for Smash, but I got to get it for, Mario next year and Fire Emblem and Machina and other stuff. So it kind of serves them well to do one in November. It's not necessarily needed. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, we're kind of in a spot where, let's say, hypothetically, they have 2 or 3 more Smash Brothers characters to reveal ahead of launch.
Hypothetically.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to do that in a Smash Direct. You're not just going to sit there and be like, oh, yeah, we have this character, and this character. You're probably going to want to do another tease and a Direct, then have a Smash Direct where you do the final character ahead of launch, because you still have to detail that mystery mode. So they can probably spread out their content to have a Direct in next month, but it's not necessarily needed. So I really wouldn't be surprised one way or the other if we see one or don't.
Do you think that Star Fox game is there, or do you think that the Retro's still? Do you think Retro is going to be anywhere in 2018, or are they're holding off to 2019 for Retro?
I think if they I would wait until the January Direct for 2019 if they are to reveal that Star Fox game. Yeah. If it's coming out, let's say summer next year.
Yeah, because it can't be in the holiday. There's so much stuff in the holiday. We think.
Yeah, I mean, we could kind of expect Metroid Prime 4, Bayonetta 3, for like the holiday of 2019. That's just
Nate looks scary, man. I'm sorry.
Someone in chat
got the best Halloween costume.
That's awesome.
I'm Andros.
Yeah,
I'm teasing Star Fox Racing right now.
Someone in chat asked if Nate was actually promoting the new Predator movie.
He's supposed to be wearing a Kratos mask.
Yeah, it is a Kratos mask. So you can kind of see the scar. Not really, because I'm just a green blob. I don't know why my webcam looks like the Game Boy color webcam, or that.
Dude, it works, man. So Nate, you wouldn't be surprised if there was a November Direct, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be a bad time for a Direct. It's just we don't necessarily need one either.
Yeah, I mean, I noticed that it's been kind of quiet from the Nintendo side a bit recently. I don't know. There hasn't been like a lot of stuff coming out from them recently.
Yeah,
And
been a quiet year.
I mean, even like just recently, like I don't know. There hasn't been a lot. I mean, the one of the biggest things they did was a bundle for Diablo, and it's like, oh, okay. I haven't heard much from them. And usually when this starts happening, I start to think about it. Right, I'm like, maybe there is something they're saving up for. I don't know. Oh, the person from Golan, did the little hand wave at me when I said that on Twitter. So who knows?
Mm-hmm.
Who knows?
Yeah, I almost replied to that. I was like, "Are you giving directions?" And I was like, "Nah."
Are you waving us in?
Yeah, I was like, "Nah, I'm not going to go that far."
Hey, you got to get to know them, Nate.
That's true.
Oh man, it's gonna be interesting. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. What do you think? What do you think, OJ?
Yeah, I mean, we could see Nintendo Direct just because, like, I guess the last one was September, so it does seem like they could maybe have something out there. But two of them, that's what kind of caught me off guard. Was like, oh, okay, two, like, but I would think like maybe like a normal one and a Smash Brothers Direct. So it makes sense in that regard, So I'm just looking forward to actually just playing the games. We obviously have like a lot coming out. I'm looking forward to seeing how Warframe is. They showed off a little video on that, so I'm more looking forward to the actual games more so than anything else. Smash Brothers, obviously, that's my favorite. My favorite Nintendo franchise is Smash Brothers and Fire Emblem, but those are like tied. So I'm just looking forward to playing. But yeah, we'll see what they show. I mean, Smash Brothers Direct, that's great if they have it. I don't really need to see any more of the game. Just give me the game. You know what I'm saying? So I just want the game.
You just brought up Warframe. That's interesting. Do you think it'll be possible that they do any kind of exclusive item or skin or something for Warframe?
Is it combined servers?
I don't think so.
No, it's not.
No.
If it's not, then maybe. But I still feel like in a game like that, I mean, what are you going to be, Ninja Luigi?
I don't feel like when they brought it to any other systems, they added
outfit.
You could do Chic. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, but I don't think they added anything when they moved it to the other systems either. They just sort of threw it out there and called it.
Well, I mean, at the Rocket League, they did WWE and stuff like that, but they did Mario and Samus for Rocket League, which was interesting.
That is a different game than Warframe, yes.
No, I mean, they let them a third party use some skins and stuff.
Yeah, and I mean that's fine. They are open to other people using skins and making them because they do have their whole community side of it where they have people make the skins and then they partially make the money off of it. So I mean, I could see even if Nintendo doesn't let them do it directly, even if Nintendo's not like, you guys make it, I feel like Digital Extremes would almost be okay with Nintendo doing it and then just throwing them on their eShop.
This is it's gonna be interesting.
Wasn't there that contract that somebody talked about a while ago that Nintendo for the entire Switch generation wants to have a rule of if you're bringing something like a port pretty later on over to the Switch, it has to have something like some sort of exclusive content, even if it's a costume. I seem to remember hearing that at some point, and that's why so many indie games were just being like, yeah, it's the same game, but there's an extra level where Princess Peach becomes a sexy Bowser.
Yeah, I think that was like a lot for the more early days of the Switch when they were trying to build up the software library, because Fortnite doesn't have anything Nintendo exclusive.
Yeah,
but I guess they could just say Fortnite was huge.
The bundle does actually. There's an exclusive skin in the bundle.
Oh, now it finally got something.
Yeah,
they got that
afterwards. They got that exclusive voice chat, man.
Oh yeah, sounds like you're underwater.
Somebody in the chat, or actually a couple people, did say something interesting. It could be maybe one of the directs is for that Mario Kart mobile game that's supposed to be.
Yeah,
that's true.
Mario Kart Turbo, whatever it was called.
Yeah,
they did have their own direct for Dragalia though.
And they had a direct for Fire Emblem Heroes as well. It was, I mean, they announced like Fire Emblem 3 Fate, or sorry, not 3
And
Fates.
Animal Crossing had its own one too.
Animal Crossing had its own one. So I mean, yeah, that's right.
They could announce, Sean, though, they could announce like a quarter that it's launching. And then we get a direct closer to it. You might be right. They might be like, oh yeah, Mario Kart cell phone games coming out, quarter 3 of 2019 or something.
I think if anything has showed us like Fire Emblem, I think cell phone people want microtransactions. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Yeah, Mario Run showed us that.
Like Fire Emblem is destroying Mario. Like it's getting Fire Emblem's killing it. And it has microtransactions. So I mean, whatever.
Yeah, you pretty much have to conform to which is odd because that's usually what Nintendo doesn't do. Although they did it with Mario Run, it was so clear that it made more sense to do microtransactions with a gacha style game on cell phones.
Yeah.
This is what everyone knows. You get it for free, and then if you put money into it, and most people put money into it.
I think Dragalia Lost almost made as much as Mario did,
Mm-hmm.
you know, for the past whatever month. Like, and that's Dragalia Lost. I mean, people just
It's a new IP. Yeah.
yeah, people just want microtransactions. Which is fine. I mean, I guess.
Yeah, it's yeah, that's actually a good point, Sean. They could do something like that. I mean, who knows? They could also just talk about some new IP or some new game getting revived or something. They could put Kid Icarus out there or something. Who knows?
Yeah.
They have a lot of stuff they can pull from. They're very fortunate. Very fortunate with that. So yeah, we'll probably find out more as we go along, because I'm sure since it's becoming more and more out there and we're getting closer to the time, you'll probably see just more stuff start to just kind of pop up as people discuss it and things. So we'll see what happens with that. Oh, I did. You know what? There was a game that I meant to talk about that I also played this past week. Okay, and that's Crayola Scoot. And that game surprised me a little bit because it's actually not terrible.
Saw your video on it.
It's Tony Hawk mixed with Splatoon.
Everyone's like, "Oh, you should buy the game and play it." I'm like, "No."
It is $40. So
Why is
it's
it
a bit expensive?
Why is there no online multiplayer?
I don't know. That's the one part that shocked me. I have no idea why there's no why there's no online multiplayer.
I'm saving my money for Paw Patrol on a roll. It's coming out next week, so I'm getting ready for that game. That's going to be my game that I probably shouldn't be playing, but I will be.
Hey, I was going to request a review code of that game.
Yeah, Bad Night Namco on that one.
But dude, there's it's actually not terrible. It's actually built fairly well. It's made by a company who ported they made Silent Hill on the PS2 and they made it on the Wii. Shattered
Climax.
Climax, yeah, they made it, and they're the ones who also did Sudeki. Which is weird that they did Crayola Scoot, but there you go. It's actually built well. It's not like buggy or anything, and the controls are like Skate. So if you like Skate, it uses the right stick to do everything.
Really?
Yeah, it's actually somewhat. I think if it was a $20 game and it had online multiplayer, I actually would recommend that game to people.
I think I'll pick it up for like $5 because it's
going to go on sale. It's going to go on sale. I'll tell you that.
All the stuff you're mentioning are things I like, but trying to glue them together does not sound great.
No, it play like it controls well. It's just I don't think there's enough there for 40. But if it like drops to like $15, I would actually probably tell people to just go buy it. But I think it'll be one of those games that all of a sudden gets hit with like a 50% off sale randomly on the eShop. So fun game, good for local play, like Mario Party. So let's OJ, would you be able to get the leaked NPD numbers together while we go over this next topic?
I know them.
Cool. All right, good. Days Gone got delayed. Is anyone really surprised though?
No, people are jumping on that real hard, and I did not expect that. A lot of people.
Okay.
Yeah, because remember there was that early demo early this year that they let a lot of people like play an hour of it, and it was real rough. And then they came back later with another hour demo that was a lot smoother, and people are really jumping on this and being like, the game is still totally trash. Like the latest build can't even run. They're not ready for it to come out in a few months. So I didn't expect that. I'm still optimistic about Days Gone, but I don't know. I want to see more of it. I think it seems so much like, to me, Last of Us. Like it looks.
That's its problem.
Yeah, and so a zombie game now really needs to be amazing to sell. So if it's not amazing, maybe they need that delay.
I mean, I look at it and it just doesn't feel unique. Like I just don't see it doesn't have an identity almost when I look at it.
The developers are clearly afraid of that. If you've been watching any of the long interviews they're doing, as soon as people even slips up and calls the monsters zombies, they get mad and like stop the interview and correct them every time. They're like trying, like, we cannot get the zombie game branding because it will sink us. Like we have to pretend that we're super different.
Who's making this again?
This is the other thing I was going to bring up. I'm a little concerned for this studio because I think there might be a problem if it doesn't do well. That's Sony Bend.
Yeah, Sony Bend.
Oh, Sony Bend. Okay.
I'm a bit concerned for him, man.
Bend has had a lot of ups and downs.
They made Syphon Filter, right?
Yep, which I friggin' love.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm concerned that if this doesn't do well, they might have a problem.
They're gonna be Sony bent.
I think the fact that it's on PlayStation 4 with the amount of systems that's sold. I mean, just as long as it's halfway decent game. I think they'll be okay. Like, what was it? Like the Detroit game that didn't sell like crazy, but it sold good, sold pretty good. You know, so I think you know, if they need to delay it to make sure it's right, I mean, they can still pull off what, a 3-4 million off that big old install base. So I mean,
yeah,
I don't think, I mean, just as long as it's a solid game, I mean, 80s or something like that, you know, something high 70s, 80s, I think they'll be fine.
I think that the issue is they're going up against things like God of War. But I mean, those are all parts of Sony's, you know, what they have. It's like Spider-Man, God of War. This is probably going to be, I mean, Knack is there, so I guess not technically, but it's going to be one of Sony's probably, I would say probably worst releases this generation in terms of first party stuff next to things like Knack. I just don't think it's going to sell as well as like God of War, Spider-Man, or anything like that, or Last of Us.
I don't know if it has to though. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure. I don't think Sony's expecting this game to sell as well as those, are they?
I don't think they are, because they're doing things like delaying it and getting it out of the way of Anthem. This is the second time they've delayed it, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I think that the main thing they may try and lean into at the last minute is I think they may try and be like, this is Last of Us until you get Last of Us, of like that may be what they end up having to do, and it may work. I mean, I definitely think that like part of the reason Fortnite took off is because PUBG was the biggest game around and you couldn't play PUBG on PS4. So when Fortnite came over to PS4 first and had a battle royale and was free, everybody jumped on it. So, I mean, Days Gone might get that.
Sure. Yeah, they have to keep it away from, they can't push it too much farther. It can't get delayed again, because we feel like The Last of Us 2 is coming out this year, this holiday, right? And really? This game, I think it is. I think it's going to come out this holiday. You don't think it will? Wow. You think it'll fall to 2020?
I mean, when they showed it, they basically admitted all they had done was what they showed in the trailer.
Because I thought earlier this year they said it was about 60% done.
Are you talking Last of Us?
Yeah, Last of Us 2.
Yeah, I thought Last of Us was pretty far along.
I think it's coming out holiday 2019 is what they're going to do.
I think that's the goal, but yeah, I mean, Naughty Dog is also the type of people where they'll randomly just push something at 6 months in the last week. You know?
That's a good point. Yeah, so I think you're right. That's probably their target, but there is a chance it's 2020 is when it actually comes out. Because I mean, there's also a chance that by the time holiday 2019 comes around, we might not even be talking about these systems anymore. There might be more new systems to talk about.
But that also might work in their favor. I do think a big reason Last of Us sold is Last of Us sold great on PlayStation 3. Everybody sold their PlayStation 3s and bought PlayStation 4s. Everybody with an Xbox 360 sold it and bought a PlayStation 4. So they all rebought it.
Yeah. And then I have a feeling this is going to move over to PS5 also. They're going to make Last of Us 2 on the PS5, just like they did the PS4 for Last of Us Remastered. So I completely expect that. Joe asked, do you really think Skybound Games will finish Telltale's The Walking Dead?
I would hope so.
Yeah, they're going to, and I'm gonna tell you why. It's because that's Robert Kirkman's studio, and he's fairly passionate about Walking Dead, obviously, the comic series and everything. So I think he wants to do it more or less out of a to not have a blemish on the series as a whole, to be like, this studio did this, and this, laid off all these people, and they couldn't finish it because they might relate that to The Walking Dead in general. The Walking Dead, doesn't have enough money to make this video game or something. So yeah, they're going to finish it.
Well, and
they're going to do it one way or the other. I'm not saying it's going to be good. One way or the other, I think they're going to finish it.
The show is super dead. Like, the ratings are at record lows. It's so, like, everyone's moved on. So I think
maybe I stopped watching it too. Yeah, I don't really.
Like, maybe at this point, Robert Kirkman is like, okay, we got to make sure the games stay popular, or else I am broke again.
I'll tell you what everyone should be watching right now is Daredevil, because that came out. Season 3 came out. So
just finished binging it today.
I'm on like episode 4. I got time. I still got some ways to go.
I've been watching Seinfeld.
Oh.
Oh, all right, that's something.
I'm watching Star Trek Voyager. I'm on season 3 now. It's great.
I like Voyager. I watched that back in the day when it was on TV, like new episode every week.
It aged really well. I really think it did. Yeah.
Yeah, but from what I've heard from everyone, Daredevil is amazing. The season 3, so
it's pretty good.
I'm gonna keep going through it, and I'm looking forward to finishing it up. So, yes, leaked NPD numbers. OJ, what do you got for us on these? Because this was interesting.
Yeah, so the numbers is PlayStation. We'll just go from top to bottom. PlayStation 4 at 425,000. The Nintendo Switch at 260,000. The Xbox One at 175,000. And the Nintendo 3DS somehow sold 81,000.
That's the craziest thing of it all, man.
somehow sold, even at its price. I still, man, like still somehow sold 81,000 units. So that's really what it is right now at this point. We don't have the plug and play stuff, but from what I understand, plug and play systems are doing still crazy numbers. Super Nintendo Classic, Nintendo Classic, those things are still doing crazy, but it's looking like Nintendo probably sold around 500,000 units when it's like if you combine everything. Sony sold a lot with the 425,000, so pretty good on that front. Xbox One, third, kind of like all Xbox is kind of like always third, so it is what it is there. But like I said, the crazy thing is the Nintendo 3DS, like 80. That's not a small amount, like guys, by the way, that beats the Wii U badly, even in its heyday with the good games coming out for Wii U. That 81,000 still kind of crushes what Nintendo ever did. The best Nintendo did really was the holidays, but we're not even really in the holidays. This is like September, so it's kind of, but not really. Nintendo never even came close to selling like 90, 80 something thousand with the Wii U in its heyday with getting good games. Like sometimes it might sell like 90. Like I think Legend of Zelda, they had that bundle, the price drop, it sold like 90,000 in the US NPD, and like this 3DS just does it. Like
I missed before all the 3DS talk. What was just Switch? What was just Switch's sales?
260,000. So down. I think John also put a post down year on year about 16%.
It was from last month, from last September.
Last September, it's down 16%.
Yeah,
but up month on month by around 50,000 units or something like that. So up month on month, down year on year.
Yeah, so it's they're definitely leaning on the back end of the year with Pokemon and Smash, where they'll probably get a bunch of I guess just in general systems sold with that. But they're about to go into October when Mario Odyssey released last year.
Yeah, and they don't have anything that big.
It's gonna be interesting because in November November will even out, and then December they're gonna have that. Whereas last year they just had Xenoblade, right?
Yeah, but they had packed this. I think it really exploded throughout all of last year because they just kept building up energy from like, hey, here's Mario Kart now with a bunch of new modes, and here's Legend of Zelda and Splatoon. So I think now I feel like they're trying to just ride that steam, and I think they're running out of steam right now. They really need to. 2019, it's going to speed up again, but I think they're definitely slowing down right now just because there isn't any giant stuff on TV.
I think I'm curious what happens with Pokemon. That's going to be that's the thing.
Right.
Smash is going to sell like crazy, but like we've seen how people are with Pokemon Let's Go online right now, right? People aren't sure. People are sure. It's kind of all over the place with that right now.
I'm very curious to see how many people are converted over from 3DS people, because I've talked to a lot of parents, like at conventions and stuff, and a lot of times the parent will straight up tell me, I have a Switch, I let my kids play it sometimes, but they have 3DSs. So I wonder if once Let's Go comes out, that becomes the first thing of like, okay, I'm going to buy a Black Friday bundle for my kids. I don't know. We'll see.
What do you think? Were we about to say something, OJ, about the Let's Go situation?
No, I wasn't going to say anything about that. Okay. I'm looking at it. I know Nate had a post on this as well. And
out of the can.
What are you
eating?
No, that's Campbell's.
Campbell's.
What the fuck? But microwave that in a bowl, you animal. My God.
Nah. Did you see him? I don't think you were here last. This dude was literally eating a pizza.
Yeah, I was here. Yeah.
Okay, you were. Okay, yeah, you were there.
After that, I'm not gonna lie. Right after he left, I thought that was a good idea. As soon as the podcast was over, I ate a whole pizza myself too. The same way I did it Sean style. I look like an animal.
Every pizza can be a personal pizza if you believe in yourself.
All you need is the
live by, kids.
All you need is the My Hero music playing when you're saying that. Sean, you say run.
Oh man,
I was gonna say real quick, Sean. I've lived on the actual streets, and people didn't eat the way you eat. I just want to point that out.
They're more sophisticated there, right?
People then at least would try their best to eat off something, and you're just like, the can's open, ain't it, bitch?
I mean, I eat Chef Boyardee the same way too. Like, I'll just grab a fork, like the raviolis. I'll just grab a fork and just open the can and just eat it right out of the can. I mean, it's like
not even heated, is it? You just crack that thing open.
Yeah, just crack it open. Room temp. Well, it's actually cold because I don't run the heat in my house. That's why I'm always. If you ever watch like my videos, like during the winter months, like I'm always like wearing 50 layers, and people are like, "Why are you wearing a hat inside?" It's like, dude, it's freaking cold in my house. I hate using the heat. So like, yeah, it's actually pretty cold, but it keeps the drinks cold too. Because I don't like to put the drinks in the fridge because it makes them too cold. I feel so I just leave them out. And so when room temperature is so cold, it's like they're chilled. So
when are we MTV Cribsing your house? Because this is going to be ridiculous.
It's gonna be on the show Hoarders. Let's be honest with
that house tour, man. You should have done that house tour.
Dude, my place is a mess right now. I got to clean it tomorrow.
John, we just got to show up at his house, kick in the door, and just videotape. We got to do it.
I mean, I wouldn't kick you out. I just be like, yeah, come in.
That would be great. Oh man. So I guess people are expecting, but Let's Go is like, I think the real question mark when it comes to that, because Smash is going to do some ridiculous numbers.
I still don't think Smash is going to sell consoles. I just think, I think Smash is going to sell 1 million freaking system. I think it's going to sell millions of units. I mean, obviously I owned everyone and beaten everyone and go to Smash tournaments, but I feel like the Smash community is going to already own Switches. I just don't think there's going to be new Switches sold for Smash. But
I'm gonna hard disagree with that one. like super hard disagree with that one.
But then basically by disagreeing, what you're saying is that people who like Smash have literally not bought the Switch.
Yeah, that's the thing is, if you look at the super hard, I've looked at the hard numbers just recently, and no Smash has ever boosted console sales.
That's not true.
Every Smash sells well, but it's by the people who buy it. Like, and then when they keep buying the system, they keep buying Smash, but it's not like where when Infamous Second Son, that was a weird anomaly where when Infamous Second Son came out, it was the first big budget open world game on PS4 and everybody bought PS4.
Nintendo 3DS got a big sales boost when it came out on there.
That also had exclusive content. So yeah, that was where if you bought that, you'd get one in Wii U, right? You'd get Mewtwo in the Wii U version later on.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, in general, Smash sold 3DSs like crazy. It was just the Wii U was just the Wii U. Every single time Smash comes out, even with the GameCube, it still sold GameCubes like crazy when it launched there. The Wii, it sold Wiis. We had a great month when Smash Brothers came out.
We did. Yeah, we did.
I mean, I don't see where Smash doesn't come out very often. It comes out it's once a generation. So from what I'm seeing and from what I'm seeing from the Smash community, there's actually people that are, a lot of professional players that didn't even have a Smash yet. They're waiting to buy Smash Brothers for that. But I think that from what I've seen from the 3DS, I think it's going to be completely different. I think we're going to see a lot of people go out there and buy a Switch for Smash. Smash Brothers is going to be that game for them. But like I said, we'll have to wait and see.
Well, and also I feel like you phrased that right there of that I could just be completely out of the circles of since I'm not out there in the Switch circles. And I think that's the interesting thing of how many people are finally. It could be that Smash is the dam breaker. There are those people who kept being nah, I'm not going to get it. And then finally Smash comes out. And they're like, all right, I'll buy it.
It was supposed to be Pokemon this year, but that might be Pokemon next year.
Well, that's what I was about to ask. What do you think? Which bundle do you think will sell more, the Pokemon bundle or the Smash bundle?
Pokemon.
We'll probably never know, but
I think Pokemon will. I think Pokemon will be the one.
I honestly think the Diablo bundle is going to outsell the Smash bundle. I think a lot of people are going to buy Smash, but I think I think the Pokemon one's going to sell great, and I think the Diablo one's going to sell great. Just because Diablo is, I feel like games like that are much more focused towards the casuals.
I think Pokemon will have the best selling bundle.
Just I'm gonna go with Smash Brothers. Smash Brothers it's the biggest release. I mean, it's the biggest game that Nintendo has for the holiday season. Pokemon Let's Go. I mean, it could be really big, right? But we're still having some of the hardcore Pokemon players are like, I'm not gonna buy this stuff. Everybody who's liked Smash is going to buy it.
Yeah, there's more controversy around Pokemon than there is Smash. So yeah, I mean, everyone sees Smash as being a worthwhile purchase right now.
Smash, sold 15 million plus on the 3DS and the Wii U combined. So I mean, that's by far the big. That's one of the Nintendo's biggest IPs. So I can see Smash just.
How much did it sell on the Wii U when it first came out?
Its launch sales.
Yeah,
I don't. I think it sold around 300. Was it 300 something thousand in Japan? I'm not exactly sure. Exactly, I don't remember how much it sold in the US and all of that. But it was just Wii U. That was just the biggest problem. Was that it was just Wii U.
It came out the first week of December in 2014. Does that sound right? The 1st to the 7th in December.
Yep,
that sound right.
Yeah.
No, Was it in November? It wasn't November, or was it December?
It was December. I'm looking. It was third place in NPD. It's launch week.
Well, I see the media crates for Japan. Yeah, because this is new. It says 227,000 on the Wii U.
227 though. Okay.
Which for the Wii U, yeah, that's pretty big.
Oh, okay. So yeah, what it did is it was first place was Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, of course. Yeah. Second place was Grand Theft Auto, and then third place was Smash Bros. Wii U. Which obviously a Smash game taking third place. Right underneath those is still pretty freaking remarkable.
Yeah, that sounds about right for that.
It's just Wii U. Wii U is just the problem. Like the 3DS version sold so much better. The 3DS version did so much better for them. But yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. But I think the fact that you actually get the portable version of Smash, and you obviously get home console Smash, and then it has all the characters in there. I just think Smash is going to blow up. It's just really going to get a lot of people to pick up the system with all the characters. I mean, Snake is back. Like everybody's there. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody's there in that one. So I mean, obviously I love Smash. That's one of the things, but after looking at how well Smash did on the 3DS, I'm just kind of saying like they can have that same type of support.
Yeah, in Japan. Media Create for the September 8th to the 14th when Smash launched on the 3DS and it was brand new that week, sold 944,000 copies.
It's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's a lot. If you can hit almost 1 million in Japan in your first week, that's pretty good. And it continued to sell afterwards.
What's interesting though is it actually only sold 40,000 3DS units that week.
What was the the previous weeks? Do you know?
It says I actually have to add them because they divide them up here with the 3DS LL and the 3DS.
Oh yeah.
20 about 30,000. So it had about a 10,000 unit jump with Smash launching. So yeah. I mean, basically it still didn't sell as much as what the Switch does now in Japan. That I'm trying to think of how far into the 3DS's life that was.
It was about 4 years into the 3DS's life.
Okay.
2010 in Japan. I think that's when the system launched. 2010 and 2011 in America. So
yeah, that sounds right. Yeah.
3 to 4 years. So there was a little bit of stagnation there. But at the same time, like you still had the consistent sales, like even after Smash came out, it jumped up and then it continued to stay consistent higher and higher. Then obviously with the Wii U, it's just Wii U. But
yeah, it'll be interesting to see Smash and how that does, because we'll get the media crate sales obviously to see, and that's going to be that's a Friday release, right? Yeah, it's a Friday release, so we're only going to have 2 days on the media crates, and we'll see what kind of number it puts up there. That'll be interesting. And then of course Pokemon will be interesting to see as well. That's also a Friday, so we'll see.
But it's tough in Japan, Smash isn't as big of a hardware driver as something like Splatoon.
Yeah,
so
right about that. Yeah,
to gauge Japanese sales of hardware and even software for something like Smash Brothers it's such a small window because Smash drives sales in the West.
Yes,
I mean we can look at the leaked NPD data and we see what the PS4 did due to Spider-Man.
Yeah,
this is at the end of the PS4 generation. And it sells almost 500,000 units.
That is a lot of units.
So, what is Smash going to do in America for the Switch? If the Switch could feasibly sell 1 million units or more in December alone,
I think it has to. It did that last year, didn't it?
Oh yeah, easily.
December, yeah. And the other systems had those Black Friday sales in November and crushed it in November. So, I would expect. I would completely expect Nintendo to have over 1 million units in December. I'd expect 1.2.
I mean, with the bundles and stuff, I mean, it's definitely not going to eclipse what the Wii did, where it sold 1 year it sold 3 million units in December.
Yep. That was the year where they sold 24 million Wii units in 1 year, which was ridiculous, by the way. I don't think any console's ever done that.
I do want to just kind of note what we were talking about with the sales of the continuous. If you continue to look on the media create, ever since Smash Brothers came out, it just continued to jump higher and higher. And towards the end of the year, they were selling nearly 100-something thousand units in Japan. With Smash and with everything on there.
Which system? 3DS?
Yeah, 3DS.
Okay,
so towards the end of the year and everything, so it kind of jumped up when Yokai Watch released and everything. They sold over 100,000 units in December in one of the weeks, and then they sold like another 80, 90,000 units. So I think that's what it's going to be. It's going to be like a little bit of, well, at least for Smash on the 3DS, it was a ramp up where Smash just really helped funnel the bigger sales that it got later in the year.
What was the price on the 3DS at that time? Was that when it was 200?
Yeah,
it was 200. Oh yeah,
I was thinking about that too, because I know they have that Switch SKU there that's like 230, I think, right? It doesn't come with a dock or something like that. I don't think it comes with a power cord either.
It's a screen and a box.
Yeah, Joy-Cons and the screen.
So that'd be interesting to see. I mean, Smash is going to do some big stuff in December, obviously. Call of Duty will still be the best-selling game of the year.
Chat is eating me alive for the last 10 minutes, and everyone's telling me to kill myself and stuff. I'm not saying that Smash is going to sell bad. I'm not saying that Smash is a bad game. Please act like people are acting like I just punched Reggie Fils-Aimé in the mouth. I'm just saying that it's not going to literally light the world on fire. I think it's going to be a great game. It's going to be amazing, and it's going to sell Switches. I'm just saying it's not going to sell 10 million Switches instantly. That's all I'm saying. It
should sell more than the Wii U by quite a bit. Like it might see 15 million in its lifetime.
Oh, I think so. I mean, if you look at even like I said, I was looking more at the numbers for Smash Brothers for Wii U. Like that game sold in Japan for that year, right? When it came out, it sold over 500,000 units, 529,000 units by the end of the year. I'm looking at the Wii U Create. So that was on Wii U, and Wii U sales were up to it was pushing 50,000 units or something like that on the Wii U. So, or no, sorry, the Wii U was selling 40-something thousand to 50,000 units in that December range. I think the last one here they had 30,000, and that was good for. I mean, Wii U always sold horribly, so that was good for that system. So now you're putting those two together. You don't got to buy 2 copies of the game or 2 versions of the game. So we'll see.
Okay. Very good, Evan. We had a Discord question.
Yeah, this one's kind of basic. Rim N says, so I have a 21-inch 1080p monitor plugged into my PS4 Pro. I've been wanting to upgrade it to a 40-inch 4K TV, but with all the Astrobot and Firewall hype going on right now, I don't know what to choose as my budget only allows me to buy one. I'm guessing he's talking about the VR helmet and everything. So yeah, what do you think? 4K TV for the Pro or go VR? 4K TV. Yeah.
I don't think it's really because you're buying it for 2 games then. I'm gonna be honest, there's not a lot. I mean, Ace Combat's gonna have it, but apparently it's gonna have 3 missions. So yeah, that's the thing. I was really hoping it would be a lot more than that in VR.
And it feels like two games and the annoyance of setting it up, which is your problem right now.
Yeah, and here's the thing: your 4K TV is gonna follow you to the next generation, whereas the PlayStation 5 is gonna do something different with VR. Okay. The headsets will be higher quality, but it sounds like it's going to also be built into the system at a hardware level to a degree. So I think your 4K TV will last a lot longer, considering we're coming up to the end of the generation and that PlayStation 4 VR is going to be kind of cycled out. You could probably pick it up in 2 or 3 years for $100, at some point to check these games out.
Plus those TCLs, like the one I have, are freaking cheap, and they're actually pretty legit. Even professional reviewers of televisions and stuff like them, and they're only $300, $350.
Yeah, that's also his follow-up, because he is saying that he's pretty sure we're pretty much all going to say 4K. Does anybody think VR helmet over 4K at this point?
VR, baby, let's do it.
I think Nate and I are the only ones that have VR, aren't we?
Yeah, I would say
I won't even hook mine up.
My roommate has crazy top-end PC VR, and I mess with it sometimes. It's fun, but I can't pick VR over a normal experience.
Yeah, so he's basically saying
after I do an Astrobot, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
I gotta plug stuff in.
Yeah, so he's basically saying recommendations. What you said, Sean, it was what?
What size does he need?
He's saying 40-inch.
Yeah, my TCL is a 4K. I want to say it's 48 or 52 inches, and
yours should be a 55.
Okay, maybe it is. I don't even know. But it was $350 on Amazon, and it's legit. It's a nice television. It got good reviews. Some was it a Linus Tech Tips guy pretty much was making videos about TCL shit, saying that for the price, it's ridiculously legit. So
the TCL is good because it has basically has a gaming mode that has lower latency in terms of input. So that one's good. And you can get them now, the TCL 49 S405, you can get that for $340 shipped Amazon Prime right now.
Yeah,
you can go up to the 55-inch for $380 Prime shipped. That's 4K straight up. It has Roku actually built in. Oh, look at that. There's a 43-inch for $280 4K.
Yeah, like it's a smart TV. It's got all the crap built into it. It's got Roku, Netflix, WWE Network, all that sort of stuff. I love it. You know, it was an affordable TV, and it does what I need it to do. So yeah.
Yeah, it's TCL is a good line. I would look at some of those. If you want to look at like Samsung's usually pretty good. They have the 40 NU 7100. It's a straight 40-inch, so exact size you want. That's $377 Prime shipped. The Samsung UHDs are pretty good, so that's another one I might look into, because if you start getting into Sony, it starts getting a little higher than 400 overall. So I would look Samsung or TCL for that price range, that size. You should be okay. So, but yeah, there's a lot of reviews online for it as well, for TCL and that Samsung I named a 7100. So I would check those. I would check those out. Let's see. What are we playing? What are we looking forward to this week, guys? Because I'm looking forward to Red Dead.
Fallout. I'm about to start playing the Fallout. Yeah,
that beta is the 23rd. Yeah, I'm gonna play that too.
So I have 3 big plans for this coming week. I want to do a video on all 3. I'm trying to do a video on Red Dead. I should be getting my copy soon, hopefully. Ooh. I'm going to be doing a video. I really actually want to talk about the first big piece of Spider-Man DLC is actually coming out this week, called The Heist. So I want to check that out. And I'm, of course, going to be checking out the Fallout 76 beta. So I actually think all of those are going to be awesome.
Yeah, the New Game Plus went up. The update for New Game Plus on Spider-Man. So people can go get that. Oh, yeah. That's awesome. I'm looking, man, I'm all Red Dead right now. I'm just waiting at this point. I'm like trying to clear the schedule, get ready for it. That's Friday. And some copies have already leaked out. And I'll tell you now, Rockstar has probably been paying attention. So, you know, it's fair warning. And it is a 2-disc game.
Yep.
They took pictures of it. Kofi on Twitter took pictures of it.
No, don't say his name. I was gonna get in trouble again.
Dude, his tweet blew up on Twitter. They know. So I'll just tell you now, they know.
He's a smart kid. He's not gonna do anything that's gonna get himself in trouble, like the whole Spider-Man deal.
Oh no, I wouldn't be worried. I wouldn't be as much worried about him as I'd be worried about wherever he got the game from, is what I'll say.
Yeah.
Rockstar, they don't play around. They show up in like, you know, the black suits and start like in Simpsons, where they go to Homer's desk and they're like, buy him out, and they just start knocking everything over.
I get rich by buying stores? No, I wreck businesses. Yeah.
Kofi doesn't say where he gets it from, because he gets it from a mom and pop, so he doesn't say where he gets it.
That's the problem.
Yeah, they'll track down his location. They'll look at all the
man. Yeah, that's what I was about to say. He needs to go underground with his look.
Well, dude, knowing Rockstar's power, they may just literally stomp in there and be like, "Hey, bro!" Like they may show up at his front door and just be like, "Which store's nearby?" Like, tell us the store.
They show up on horses in this situation,
right? giant Canadian 6-shooters.
I heard you got an early copy of Red Dead Redemption.
Hey, damn shame we took care of this American style.
Dude, it's scary out there with them, man. I'm telling you.
Would the horses they roll up on have accurate genitalia, like in the game?
I hope not. If those balls aren't swelling according to the weather.
Well, it'd be Canada, so it'd be cold. It'd be sure.
It is a 2-disc game, though, which is interesting because it does seem that maybe the Blu-ray is outdated now. At least the one we know, because they're like quad layer Blu-rays and stuff. The Blu-ray drive that's in our systems now is outdated because I can't read those. So I'm wondering if we just get the upgraded Blu-ray drive next generation, and then the following generation it's all digital.
Maybe.
We're getting close, man. We're getting close.
The generation after?
Yes, not the PS5. I'd say the PS6. That would put us at almost. That'd be as close to like 2027 then, right?
Yeah.
I don't even want to think about that.
That is far.
I'm picturing my daughter. I'm like, oh no.
There's a bunch of old people sitting around talking about video games.
I know, right? This whole streaming service is weird.
That PS8 reveal is gonna be great, man. I just don't want to get too crazy. I might like blow up my back or something.
Back in my day, every console, when you bought a game, it had a disc
We wouldn't be that old, man.
We're gonna age. The YouTube stress is gonna make us hyper age.
Oh man, yeah, it's gonna be interesting though, because you get a data disk basically that you pop in. It has to install that first, and then you put the next disk in and install stuff from that too. So it's basically shipping with almost 100 gigabytes of data on 2 different Blu-rays, essentially, which is that's where we are now.
I think what they're going to do, if I had to just make a shot in the dark guess, I think in PlayStation 5 era, they're going to start to just give us basically PC install discs, where the disc will do literally nothing, where the entire thing takes like 2 freaking hours to install, and then once it's in there, the disc is just basically a paperweight that verifies you own it.
Yeah, I'm wondering if they're going to do that, because the quad layers are expensive. We're talking like 32 gigabyte Switch cartridge expensive right now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, isn't the disc right now basically just that?
The disc is.
Yeah, the disc is. I mean, that's like Spider-Man. You had to install the whole thing, didn't you?
Well, in that
all PS4 and Xbox One games, you install the whole game because the disc drives aren't fast enough to get the data.
Yeah, but I still mean that sometimes they'll try and run something out there. Sometimes cutscenes or stuff. Like, for specifically, I remember with freaking Final Fantasy 15. Final Fantasy 15, a lot of the gameplay and combat is rendered off the disc, but then the cutscenes are downloaded off the internet, and then the freaking game itself is run like on the install.
It's the other thing is, I guess, the logistics of having 2 discs per game or 3 discs per game, maybe if you need to. I don't know how much they all want to do that, because who you call it was complaining about 2K that was their biggest thing for next generation, which threw people off. And now we see Red Dead using 2 discs, was that they want a bigger storage medium than Blu-ray. And like that threw everybody off. Like, what? You don't need that. Here's Red Dead now with 2 discs. It's like,
yeah, but Red Dead, to me at least, I feel like Red Dead is more of the exception and not the standard.
Okay.
You know?
I mean, some games are getting pretty big, right? I mean,
Final Fantasy Royal Edition, dude. Like,
yeah.
How big is that? I know it's like 180 on the PC, right?
I think it's 86 gigs, right?
Jesus.
Yeah.
Because of all the chapters. I've beaten every single bit of that, the Royal Edition, and yeah, I mean, it's a lot of DLC, it's a lot of maps, it's a lot of
and they don't want to compress the audio or the video. They just want it to be uncompressed and put on there. And I mean, that was the promise. I remember when Blu-ray first came out, that was the promise, like uncompressed audio, uncompressed video, and all this stuff. And now people have to compress it to get on there. Blu-ray is dual layers are 50, single layer are 25, and then the quad layer are 128, which is interesting. That they got that up to 128, but you need a certain drive. The drives in our systems now do not support that.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the drives are actually kind of expensive. The discs are expensive. Oh, if you want to get one that you can write to, those aren't cheap. Those are like, I think they're like $5 a disc to buy them. So not cheap. Maybe next generation they'll be cheaper. I don't know. I think it's because no one really buys them. I think that's why they're not cheap. Yeah. So that's where we are now. But Rockstar was also in the news. Did you guys want to talk a bit about the employee crunch situation that was going on?
Wasn't it false though?
It's all over the place, man. People are, because some people are talking about how it's not. Some people, like, there are so many testimonials going on right now out there where Rockstar actually said that their employees were allowed to talk on social media, where usually they're not, like, about that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They said, go ahead. And apparently there are examples from Kotaku of there being crunch with QAs. And then people are showing up saying there's not, with like the writing and the graphic design and everything. So it's interesting.
I think it's probably like 50 people that are having the crazy crunch, or maybe 100 people out of like the 1,000 people. I think that it's definitely happening though, because I've seen so many people come forward and talk about stuff. Like someone on this old QA team for Rockstar talked about at one point, there was like a competition of whoever worked the most hours that week, they would put your name up on a board, and whoever worked the hardest, like in the most amount of hours, like they would give you a trophy. This guy worked 112 hours in a week, and he came in 3rd place. So it's one of the things where it's like clearly this crunch is people who sleep at the office, wake up at the office, eat at the office. But then I'm sure other dudes are working 35 hours a week and taking a 2-hour lunch break every day.
Man,
I'm sure both.
a trophy and my name on a board, you better be paying me.
Well,
Shit.
no, but the thing is that a company like that, they're constantly scaling. They're constantly bringing people in and firing old people that they think are no longer useful. So people are constantly competing for those top slots. Like, you want that cushy job, because the same way like Naughty Dog, like Naughty Job, if you've ever talked to anybody who's ever worked at Naughty Dog, why am I saying Naughty Jobs?
At Naughty America?
Dog,
what'd you say?
I'm saying if you get in a really secure spot at Naughty Dog, you can work there for 30 years, you know? So people are constantly competing to be the best employee.
Oh, I see who you're talking about. That was Adam Boyes, head of Iron Galaxy, where he said, my first job in games, we had a leaderboard where we tracked who worked the most hours in 1 week on the project. I made it to third place with 118 hours. Yeah, they were in QA at the time. That's what they said. And I feel like QA is probably where the big crunch is.
But he also said, I was young. I didn't have a family. I didn't care about working those hours because I wanted to impress management.
Right.
Now he's 40 and he wants to be home every night for dinner with his wife and children.
Yeah, but I'm still just mentioning that it's indicative of the fact that that stuff builds up sometimes without management stepping in consciously. Nobody's got a gun to their head forcing them to stay there, so much as it is that people just really want that naughty job.
And they also said that Adam Boyes went on to say that he felt like maybe he was pressuring coworkers to work more because they were. Yeah, you're right. He said he didn't have family or anything at the time, so he didn't really mind. But yeah, I mean, they were trying to work up in the company, and apparently QA, man, everyone talks about QA being like where the big crunch is. So, I mean, there's only so many. I mean, if you get the crunch for developers and stuff, the big thing I see people talk about is that they're not an unlimited supply of developers and people who can work on this stuff. So there's burnout, and then, you know, how many people really want to go into industry if that's what you're doing all the time?
Well, that's something I've seen a lot of people talk about, is the fact that, I'm trying to remember who said this, but Amy Henning talked about the fact that she worked basically 14 hours almost every day for the last 7 years, and they didn't even release a game. And like, I think in a way that's probably what's burning her out so much, is like, yes, I created Uncharted and it's this giant masterpiece, but working that hard is going to make her just be completely crushed creatively by the time she's like 50.
Okay. All right. Very good. And then we'd have some super chats to read, but Sean, did you want to talk a little bit about this new system that you're going to do a video on soon?
Yeah. How do you say it? Amico or Amico?
I'm going to go with Amico.
Amico? Okay.
That's what I'm going with. The
Intellivision Amico. So this is something that I was supposed to actually have a conversation with Tommy, and I now realize that I never got around to it. I know you talked to him, Max.
Yeah, I can give you the breakdown at some point if you want.
But yeah, it looks like they are doing something very interesting is the word I'm going to use. And usually when I use the word interesting, you know that I'm quite puzzled by it. So they're looking for a 2020 release, under $200, only family friendly game.
This is a new television essentially is what this is.
So E or E10 games only, no teen rated games, no mature rated games. No ports are allowed on the console. Games, the maximum price is $8. There will be some physical editions of the stuff as well. Leaderboards, lots of old school stuff brought back to life. Interesting. Interesting.
You see that it appears to have a disc drive.
Yes, because the physical editions will have disc stuff.
It looks like it pops up like one of those old CD player Walkman things would. That's kind of what it looks like it does. It like pops up.
So
very, very interesting is a good
so I got to talk to the president of Intellivision on the phone. We had like a nice 30-minute conversation about this before it was revealed. And something he said is that he feels like, and this is going to be crazy talk, so I mean, everybody get ready to lose your minds. He basically said that it seems like everybody is aiming towards hardcore gamers. Everybody's making like the biggest, fastest, most hardcore game. And he feels like somehow we're neglecting this unseen market, which apparently is like grandmas. Like, he seriously is aiming at the non-gamers who would look at this stuff and be interested in it, but don't know where to begin. So he literally is aiming like as low as he possibly can to see if that'll scrape up some cash.
That's 2D as well.
Apparently, did you see that? Apparently, okay, this system is going to do 2D better than the PS4, the Xbox One, and the PS5.
Yep. Because of the 2D first development focus. That worked really well for the Sega Saturn.
So something he told me that I can also talk about now is that he wouldn't mention names, but he basically said that it sounds like they're reaching out to get a bunch of people who made classic Intellivision and Atari games who are still alive. Yeah, exactly.
Just pulling them out of the retirement home.
Dig up his bones. Dig up his bones.
I mean, at this point, they are basically skeletons. And so for some reason, he wants to give those people a job. And he was very proud about that, about somehow like these old geezers will make the best experiences.
I mean, interesting.
For the record, I love Tommy Tallarico as a music composer. He's composed some of the greatest Earthworm Jim, the Time Crisis, the Terminator on Sega CD, which is just like the epitome of butt rock. Such an awesome soundtrack. But man, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be an uphill battle, I feel.
Right. So Tommy Tallarico guy, he's making this? Like that's
Yes. So basically, as weird as it was, he obviously was a composer for a long time. He has the world record for most video games ever worked on. I think he's worked on like 170 games. Then he got a partial ownership of Intellivision and then was running his like music live thing and got a bigger share of Intellivision. And then the founder of Intellivision just fell over dead. And since he owned the biggest share, I think he became the official president of it. And he sat on it for a few years. And now he's trying to basically make a console.
Yeah, he was supposed to talk to me at one point. He never called me. So maybe he'll reach out.
I liked him on Judgment Day.
I used to watch him on G4 also.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I like that too. I like that he would literally just like review the sound of every game. He'd be like, let me see about the footsteps.
Like, that and invisible go ballistic. If there was invisible walls, he would just go ballistic on the game. And he trashed Bomberman Jetters on the GameCube, so I didn't like him for a little bit because of that.
Dude, invisible walls was like a thing back then, man.
It was.
Oh man. That was great. So that's interesting. They announced it 2 years early. It's not coming out for 2 years. So
when he talked to me, I thought it would be out this winter. Like they made it like he talked to me.
Like when I talked to him in emails and stuff, that's the impression I got too.
He was talking like in July and August to all of us secretly. And so now that it's out, we're allowed to mention it. But yeah, it really made it sound like they had a box built and they were ready to drop something in it. So it's weird that they're like, all right, 2020. Like, that's a hell of a run up, buddy.
It's gonna be interesting. 100. They want like somewhere in the 140 to 150, somewhere in there. They want to be they want to be like $150. I think
150 to 180 is the price that's quoted.
21st century chipset technology.
You're not even ready for that.
He's gonna plug it in there and catch fire.
I am gonna be curious about this 2D setup. I'm gonna be curious why it's that much better.
I just because his programmers don't understand the third dimension. They're going to be wearing 3D glasses and having heart attacks.
It said they're actually going to be paying, like they're actually going to go out and pay developers so that there's no risk involved in programming for it.
Yep.
That was one thing he said is that their goal is to have only 8 out of 10 games and above. That's what he specifically told me.
7 out of 10.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. 7 out of 10. And then he said that like if a game internally was not fun, they would just not release it. That they're going to make games so cheap that if something sucks, they can afford to just can it.
I feel like the idea of E to E10 that's weird. What were you saying, Nate? Go ahead.
I didn't say anything.
Somebody was jumping in.
I was saying that's on paper. That's a great idea. On paper, that's an amazing idea. And it reminds me of old school Nintendo of like just crushing yourself with quality control. So all that can come out is diamonds. But for this, it doesn't seem possible.
E to E10 is weird though, but because they just want, I think they just want platformers and stuff. It sounds like, right?
Yeah.
I guess. Exclusive only.
Can they have like a Baseball Stars game on there? Does that count as 2D?
Well, it better be exclusive because they only want exclusives. No ports.
That's
so they can't get Paw Patrol on a roll. So I mean that's my problem.
Yeah, Ojoy's out.
They don't want Paw Patrol. They want Golden Girls Has Tea.
Why would you want that over Paw Patrol? Is awesome. Anybody who has kids, you guys know what I'm talking about. Paw Patrol
catering to grandmas. They want to watch Golden Girl.
Is anyone
like grandma's house?
The author is an attractive, is a handsome woman.
Yeah.
Is anyone surprised that Intellivision has the money to do this?
It doesn't sound like it's a high risk investment if they're just making basically nothing.
But they're also paying developers to come over specifically for them.
Well, because it's just 2D games, right? So it's basically like an indie develop. I mean, how much do you need for like a 2D indie game these days? Like a basic, like 50,000, 40,000.
Well, yeah, and also keep in mind a lot of these guys are so old they already have a pension check, so he's just got to supplement it.
This man out here with the pension check.
Boom.
Like, I got my pension. What do you want, homie? I got you.
Let's go through some of these super chat questions and everything here. Leroy says, I wish EA will support the Switch so we have The Sims and Madden on the go. It seems like they do not want portable console games.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't see why Madden isn't on
you
console.
you mentioned Madden a while ago, Sean. That's what you wanted on there.
It makes sense. Like I enjoy playing football games from time to time. I haven't picked up a Madden since probably.
It sounds like you're not missing a lot, so you're probably okay.
That's the thing. But I mean, I think it would sell well, But for whatever reason, they don't seem like they're going to do it. Maybe next year, but who knows?
Well, did you hear what EA said? It's not the best thing for Madden to be on the Switch. It's not the best thing for more people to be able to play this type of game anywhere that they want. If you're watching NFL, you're watching your team and then you can play right there. That seems like something that people would want to do. That's not the best thing for the game.
That's not
the best thing for the game is to be on the same TV that you're probably going to be watching NFL on. So you can either do one or the other. So that's EA. That's EA's.
I think the real reason is they moved it to Frostbite. They don't feel like designing a whole other Madden like they did with FIFA, where they designed like a whole other FIFA for the Switch. I feel like EA's just doesn't feel like it is their thing, unless they get that Frostbite engine working on the Switch.
Here's a question I have. So going on what you just said, they've moved it to a different engine. So when they move games to different engines and new and improved engines, do like the other engines just like burn up in the atmosphere or something? Like, Christ sakes, you still have the engine laying around probably. Like, just throw in like a roster update or something like that and, spruce it up a little bit. Like, if 2K can make NBA 2K
that's a good point.
Look and play as good as it does on the Switch, there's no reason for Madden.
I think it's possible, and I think we'll see it because, my God, they're leaving hundreds of millions of dollars on the table. But I think they're going to have to build a separate team for it. I think that there's going to be a team that's developing it for like PC, PS4, and Xbox One, and they're going to have a separate team working on the Switch version of it.
I think that you're right. I think because they have a separate team for FIFA.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So I would see that. I don't know. EA's weird as it is. So.
I mean, FIFA for Switch is kind of a complicated situation because Nintendo assisted in the development of FIFA 18
for the the custom engine they did.
Yeah, so if Nintendo's not willing to say we're going to spend money to help you bring Madden to our system, EA's probably not going to do it because they want some of their risk covered, and Nintendo's.
I feel like FIFA was probably an easier decision because that's popular like everywhere in the world.
Yeah, Madden is just North America.
Yeah.
And they're really going to fight for what? 500,000, 750,000 sales on the Switch compared to 8 million on the other systems. Is it even worth it?
Madden doesn't even sell Madden sells for like a couple weeks and then it's discounted. Like it's discounted
it's already
slated. Yeah, it sells for just a short amount of time and then it's literally done and the sales drop off of a cliff. So I mean, I can see why EA is just kind of like, oh, screw it, because whatever. But I mean, yeah.
People should just buy Mutant League Football when it comes on Switch at the end of the month.
Yeah, apparently we're all getting that and playing it. Apparently, so.
Yep, I got a copy. Look, it was good as hell on the PS4, man. And this is like has more modes and more teams.
That's out. That's out soon, isn't it?
I believe the 30th. 30th. Like,
is that a $30 game?
40 physical, I think.
I might pick that up anyways, dude. That game rocked.
Yeah, I remember that game was actually pretty cool. And then Leroy then just says microtransactions with an angry face. Wait, what face is that? It says angry. Okay. Alex says, what would make a good Metroid Prime 4 for all of you? Also, could you all please send the kiss through the camera to all of us?
All right, this is the straightest kiss ever. Here we go. There we go. Oh, eye contact. I want online multiplayer. That's my unrealistic expectation. But I would like I think the online multiplayer is really, really cool in Doom. So if it's even sort of in that speed and pacing, I'd love some online versus in some way with Metroid Prime 4.
It's apparently they're working on it. So there you go. Apparently, I think Doctray found that on LinkedIn. So apparently they're working on online in some fashion for Metroid. That would be good though, because they had that with the DS version, didn't they?
Yeah,
Metroid Prime Hunters.
And Metroid Prime 2 had local multiplayer. Metroid Prime Federation Force had multiplayer. So.
We don't speak of the sin.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say something a little bit different. I'm gonna say I need Metroid Prime 4 to have the atmosphere, the environment, and it needs to be 60 frames per second.
Yeah, fair.
Because that's what it's always been in my mind for the Prime series. I think they'll do it because Odyssey was 60.
I need some more depth to, like, I need Samus to actually be a real bounty hunter in the game. I need her to actually be a real bounty hunter. That's my main thing. I want quests.
You want this to be the Red Dead of the Metroid series?
Not that. I mean, I just like backtracking. That type of game design is just focusing on backtrack. You have this weapon, now you go here. You have this weapon, now you go here. It's like that game design is just a little bit dated, like a really dated for me. I want them to open. I mean, they can do it. I don't got a problem with that because like lots of games you have to go back. Heck, Starlink, you have to go back after you do certain things. That's fine. But making it the main hook of the game, which is you have this weapon, now you go here, is just like something that I don't really feel like. I want to actually be able to go to multiple planets and be able to go on different quests and hunt different type of enemies, hunt super hard enemies. You know, like I don't want it to just to be like the type of.
Well, they're definitely spending some time on this game. So, I mean, I remember when we saw it at E3, we were like, yeah, it's coming out in 2018.
Yeah.
And
I still have hope. We still have a couple months left.
Yeah, that November Direct, Metroid Prime 4 out now. What? We think it's a holiday 2019 game, and I think E3 is going to be decked out. So I'm excited for that. That's what would make it for me, though, is that frame rate and that environment. It has to be like that creepy environment. You have to know basically that you're alone on the planet.
So you basically want Outlast Metroid. Got it.
I mean, dude, if you go back and play them, that's how it felt. It was like it was not a welcoming environment around you. When the trilogy comes out, everyone needs to revisit it because I played it on Dolphin recently, and they did a very good job on the GameCube doing that at 60 frames per second. So. Those were like, man, when that came out, those visuals were insane.
It was literally insane. I remember that was 2002. So yeah. that was my sophomore year in high school. And I remember me being like pretty much the only really hardcore nerd on the team, you know, because I went to like a football school. I went to school. I was like, hey, did you guys see Metroid? And it was just like, look at this nerd. Like, why is she playing like Grand Theft Auto 3? I think that was one of the games that was big at the time. So. I was freaking out, but I had nobody to nerd out with at school. So
dude, Prime looked insane on the GameCube.
Yeah.
Yep. Still looks great.
Yeah.
Yeah, loaded in a Dolphin. They have like all those mods where you put up 1080p and everything and anti-aliasing. It looks insane still. Let's see. Wifey's a Gaming says Diablo 3 and Smash Bros. Ultimate Bundle releases on the same day. Which one are you guys going to get?
Neither. I got a Switch. I'm good.
I have a Smash Brothers bundle already pre-ordered. So
I don't have I have the Super Ultimate. What is it called, OJ? The Super Edition of Ultimate? The one that's not the bundle, but it's just the huge game with the controller and all that.
The deluxe one?
I have the deluxe. I have the deluxe pre-ordered, so I'm not going to get the bundle.
I'm going to get the regular one. The Steelbook look kind of cool. I'll just get the regular one.
I'm such a nerd. I also bought the one that Dreamcast guys suck.
Yeah.
Well, I need to get the GameCube controller. That's obvious. But the only game that's going to come out that would make me buy a bundle is Metroid. I'd buy a bundle for that. Or I would also buy a bundle for Halo Infinite.
I'd get a Shenmue bundle where it actually has the Phoenix mirror in the center. I'd buy a Phoenix a Shenmue bundle for Switch.
Is Nate, are you getting either bundle?
No, I have a Switch. I don't need another.
Yeah, I think I'm just getting the regular Diablo and the regular Smash. But I'm getting both of those physically. Yes. It's fun collecting these cartridges again. So yes, I'm getting physically.
I usually don't go with the bundles and stuff. Like Nintendo always tries to do that with the 3DS, right? Like they tried to get people so much with that, and like I just felt wrong after I bought the Majora's Mask 3DS. I'm like, why did I've already got like two.
That one looked cool though. That was like gold, man.
It is cool, and trust me, but it's just like somewhat of a waste of money at the end of the day. Like you're just spending on these monies on these the different bundles, and the 3DS ones are arguably way better than what they're doing with the Switch, you know. So I'm just kind of like, I'm not huge on
I mean, I got that Spider-Man bundle with what I think is a fairly ugly controller, actually, but the system looks cool.
Well, they're sort of Switch is doing this now with their weird re-releases of all their own games. Like, didn't you make a video about this, Sean? Where like now, exactly 1 year later, they're like, "This is the starter edition, or whatever," and it's like $80 instead or whatever, and it has
it's the same price.
It's just 60, but comes with all the cool shit.
Yeah, it comes with like a book and like different cover art and stuff.
What a ripoff!
Yeah, I saw the Odyssey one, Mario Odyssey at Walmart the other day when I was there. I was like, man, I would have rather had that when it first came out.
People call me petty for that. I'm like, no, that's not petty. Shit. I'm an early adopter. I want everything.
What they should have at least done was had those, because it comes with like a book, right? It's like a getting started thing. They should have had that as like a code that you get, they email out, or like through My Nintendo if you registered your product, where you get it digitally. You know, just be like, you get at least the book. Digitally.
No, I want the damn physical book.
I want the book.
I do too, but I collect strategy guides. Actually, I have like hundreds of strategy guides, and I love it. And I think that those are so cool because they have like new custom art and stuff. I wish I could put those on my shelf, but I already own the games, and I'm not going to rebuy them.
R Potter says, Evan and John, thanks for all your support, guys. Yeah, R Potter made another video today. Today. Another he did that what was it? He cooked
with the monster curry, or
he made the monster curry from Zelda, right?
Yeah, I believe you put that up a little while ago.
Yeah, that was cool. I like that one. That was a good video. Evan, if you find that video, if you put that in the chat, people want to see it. The monster curry was pretty cool. That looked good. I haven't made it, mostly because I don't cook, but it looked good. Kuro Tengetsu says Sony X900E is killer. I think that one's also, if I remember right, pretty expensive. Yeah, it's about that one's anywhere from 1,000 to 1,200, I think, for the 900E. So it's a bit pricey, but that one is obviously it's nice. The Sonys are good. They're just on the higher end of the scale for price. Like if you're looking with 400 TCL and like Samsung for a 40-inch, are probably in your wheelhouse. Lloyd of Esther says RGT85 is the greatest YouTuber of all time with 4 exclamation points.
I mean, he's not wrong.
Andrew says, can you eat soup from a can in Red Dead 2?
Ideally, yes.
I hope so.
I would hope so.
Man, that game's gonna be awesome. I'm ready to play that on Friday. I need somebody to sell it to me early. I bet you that game's gonna pop. I wonder if that game's gonna pop up on Craigslist early.
I've got my feelers out. I'm trying to find it in Texas.
Yeah, I want to get that early. That'd be good. That game's gonna be awesome. Apparently, the campaign is 60 hours.
Mm-hmm.
The campaign is like, geez. Viral says egg. I think that was the thing going in the chat for a bit there. Egg meme. Yes, there you go. David says just bring the Hunter series to the Switch. I think they have to do some work on that because that was like touchscreen controls and everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
People like that game. Some people just didn't like the control, honestly, with that. I don't really know how else they do it though, because it was like a first-person shooter. So I don't know how else they would have done it.
I just want to say real fast. I thought the touchscreen on 3DS was fantastic. I love Phantom Hourglass, and that's completely a touchscreen game. Love it.
Okay. How did the online work for Hunters anyway? I didn't even play that online.
There was, let me tell you, because I seriously played probably 800 hours of it online.
Wow.
Like it was ridiculous. But yeah, so like you would do random matches with people, and it was based on a ranking system. There was a star system, and basically it went from 1 to 5, so that would sort of dictate what sort of person you were going to play against. There was friend matches via friend code, and if you did a friend match, you could talk to the people with the built-in DS microphone, and it sounded okay-ish.
What?
Yes.
Yep. 2006 voice chat.
Same thing with Pokemon Diamond and Pearl as well on the DS.
Oh,
when you're battling, you can voice chat. Me and my friend, I got a Caesar.
It's getting worse. It's getting worse out here.
It really is.
What's important? The aiming was great. I think that's the most important thing. Is the features were cool, but also, man, did it feel good to just run around and shoot people in the face in a Metroid multiplayer.
Yeah, it was really fun. You could do up to 4 people in a match. Obviously, one-on-one. We used to play competitively. We were So like one-on-one matches were what we mostly played on, like Alino's Perch, because that was sort of a fair map. But yeah, and then each character also had like a physical attack, I guess you would call, like a melee attack, where so Trace was the sniper character. That's the one I used to use a lot. Would do like a lunge attack. Silex could put down 3 little balls, and if you were inside of the 3 electric balls, like it would clamp you in and you would die. Samus, of course, had morph ball bombs and stuff like that. It was pretty cool.
I just want to put that out there. The DS had 4 megabytes of RAM and it's doing voice chat.
Jesus.
Natively.
Yeah, so we'll just let that sink in for a minute.
You don't know how powerful those megabytes are, though, my boy.
Yeah,
man.
man.
That's the problem.
It had a an ARM 9 at 67 megahertz.
The DS was ahead of its time. That's the reason why I was doing all these things.
It's ahead of the current time. Damn.
If you go back, it's really funny. If you go back and watch the debut of it, where they show it off on the stage, everyone cheers about Wi-Fi being in it. It's like, man, that was definitely 2004. Oh, that's great.
One of the best moments ever is when they announced the fact that there would be 3G inside of the Vita, and they're like, brought to you by Sprint, right? Wasn't it Sprint?
It was AT&T.
AT&T. Everyone goes boo. And the reveal, everyone booed.
As soon as I saw AT&T, I was like, well, screw that.
I never even used the near stuff with that, with like the AT&T thing. People said it worked all right, but like you had to buy it in like megabyte chunks, so you could buy it in like 256 megabytes. But I was like, what? It was like pay as you go. It was so bad. I did not get that whole situation. Neither did Sony, because they pulled it out of it. So there you go. Although that 3G slot that used the SIM card can now be used for micro SD cards. So in the hacking scene.
In the hacking scene.
Yes.
I have a big video about hacking coming out tomorrow, by the way. I filmed it a while ago and it took a long time to put together, but I have a big video about hacking across the ages, and I show basically everything you've ever seen hacked, including a hacked Vita, a hacked PSP, a hacked Xbox, and then I talk about Switch hacking.
Nice. I think I'll probably hit the AT Games blast thing with a hammer tomorrow. So that'll
work
well.
Good. I'm sure that'll go well.
Yeah. Well, now it will with what's going on. So
yeah, I did it before it was cool, and it definitely blew up in my face.
And Enrique says, do you guys think it's feasible for the rumored 2019 Switch revision to increase handheld performance to be the exact performance it is currently docked, and docked performance at PS4 base level? So basically both to move up. So handheld being docked performance now, docked performance to be PS4 base performance.
I mean, no, but no, it's not ever going to hit PS4 exact performance. And I mean, in handheld mode, it's going to get a boost, but it's still just going to be, you're going to see games run natively at 720p instead of like 540p. So it's going to be a boost, but it's not going to be this huge 4 to 5 times increase of performance.
Right, it's going to be like a resolution increase. Like things that drop to, I don't know, like 480 or something will stay at 720 most likely.
Yeah, you'll see the increase of, the resolution. You'll probably see some frame increase for some games, but it's not going to be a portable PlayStation 4.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah, like I said, I think there's a price. I think they're price conscious about it. So now the Switch 2, then we can talk a bit about that. Years and years down the line. Yes, that's kind of my thought on it as well. I don't know if anyone else had a different thought, or if people were leaning more towards, I guess, the more realistic of it's probably going to give a bit of a boost for resolution and performance.
It's actually going to be better than the PS5. Nintendo's actually teaming up with Intellivision to make this.
Dude, spoilers! Oh God.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably get shot now for breaking embargo.
Rip. F in the chat. Pay respects.
Oh man. That's I guess that's everything though for tonight. Do we want to go around here and let people know where everyone can find everyone? What about Max? You said you're doing a hacking video tomorrow. Where can they find you, man?
Yes, I am a youtube.com/Dreamcast guy. I'm sure most of y'all are subscribed already, but I got a video about basically Nintendo Switch hacking tomorrow. It's already made. It should upload about 3 p.m. And then the big thing I'm doing next week that I'm really excited for is a big Fallout 76 video. So definitely stay tuned for that.
Nice. And and very quickly, Miss Click was moderating, was on point tonight. So make sure you check out Miss Click as well. She
rocks, yeah.
Very helpful in the chat, keeping people in line. So thanks to Miss Click. And if we had anyone you guys had in mind for a raid, we could do a spawn raid as well. Just putting that out there while we go around here. Evan, though, where can they find you, man? On Twitter, right? You're doing October.
Just working on Inktober, announcing streams when I'm going to be playing Black Ops.
Oh, wait a minute. Are you wearing that Rax the Great hoodie?
Yeah, and I can actually link his shop real quick. I saw him in chat earlier. I don't know if he's still there. But you guys can check that out. I actually designed this for him. So super fun.
I want you to design me one, by the way. I'm going to talk to you about that.
That's a Castlevania.
Yeah,
Rax the Great.
Rax the Belmont is what we're calling it. So
that's cool.
You can do one of me as like Shinmu, as me like Ryu Hazuki posing.
Just punching a fisherman in the face. I got it.
Yeah, or Reggie Fils-Aimé.
Oh man. And then Nate, where can they find you? Where can they find you, Andros?
They can find me in the Lilat system battling. I will take over Corneria, so don't even resist.
Don't hurt me, Showdown.
You're so calm about it. Like, yeah, this is your doom. Welcome to the downfall.
Exactly. I mean, come on. I'm a monkey head and I shoot shit. But yeah.
direct feed games though, right, man? You're getting close to the 10K mark, right? Getting there?
Yeah. So people can find me at Direct Feed Games on Twitter. From there, I have a link to my YouTube channel. I am at about 80, almost 8,800 subscribers, almost at 10,000. So hopefully I reach that milestone soon. I do direct feed footage of Switch games, PS4, Xbox One, and do comparisons of Switch games in docked and undocked mode. And if there's a PS4 version, I try to compare it so you get a general idea of performance. I have a Valkyria Chronicles 1 remaster comparison up that compares to PS3, PS4, and Switch. And next week, I'll have some pretty good video content of some upcoming Switch games and maybe even a little RDR2 before the week is over.
Nice. Yeah, the Red Dead Redemption is going to be awesome. That's going to take over like the internet next week. Well, week after. It's gonna be good though. It's gonna be good. What about OJ? Where can they find you, man?
Yeah, just right here on YouTube, Player Essence. You can also find me on Twitter, Player Essence. Find my channel through there. Mainly do Japanese RPGs and a lot of Nintendo stuff. Do a lot of live streams. I stream Monday through Sunday. Do a lot of Q&A, community stuff. We got a new Discord launching. We got Sunday shilling going on. So your boy's gonna be shilling on Sunday. So come out to the stream tomorrow before football. We were giving away Starlink Battle for Atlas. We're giving away a physical copy of the game there. We also have a Switch giveaway going on as well. I just linked that in the chat. So there's that. But if you're into Japanese RPGs, if you're into Nintendo Switch, you should like the channel. It should be a lot of fun. So check it out. Enter in for a Switch. We do giveaways all the time. So if you're into free crap as well, subscribe. If you're into community gaming as well, so subscribe there. So there you go.
All right. Then Sean.
You can find me at RGT85. I'm doing a $100 eShop gift card giveaway, which I will post in the chat now. I will not be on next week's show. I'll be actually out of town for Halloween, going to see some family. So I will not be around next week. I'm about to take a whiz, smoke a cigarette, and make a video on this Intellivision system, and then take a bath and then go to sleep.
Yeah, I'll probably talk about the Intellivision thing in Newswave on Monday, more than likely, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Sean, we got to start that show that we talked about where we travel around the U.S. and find mom and pop stores.
Yeah.
You got to do that. That'd be cool. Just take like a month and do it.
Once you guys invent more time in the day, yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Let's say, how does a YouTuber in today's day with YouTube algorithm being as crap as it is, how do you do that?
Hey, the one thing I've almost figured out, almost perfected, is the traveling Newswave show. So
okay,
I'm getting close.
I mean, you have all the assets and you got the pop-up green screen. We could do
yes. No, I could be anywhere, and as long as I have the green screen behind me, people wouldn't know.
That's true, and you have the GoPro camera as well. So
yeah, I have the GoPro, but I also have the other smaller camera, the G7, which is a pretty small camera. I think next year I'm going to upgrade to. We're going to go 4K on this channel, I think. So I'm going to go 4K. I got to get. There's a camera that I'm looking at that's quite pricey, but it does 4K 60. So we might go 4K on it.
Gonna take out some of the mortgage on that one.
Yeah, the camera, man. Some of those, if you want like a good man, some of those Panasonics are expensive. Sony's are expensive. It's all
refinance the house, my boy.
Dude, I'm telling you, man. It might be a little bit. It might be like I might try to like group some gift cards together from Christmas.
Right,
together. Group those Best Buy gift cards together, man. They got the camera at Best Buy, so. And then buy it in Delaware where there's no tax, even though I live in Maryland. And I said that on camera, so maybe I need to buy it in Maryland now. Actually, no, I'll use Sean's address. Yes, that's it for tonight. Do we find anyone we can raid or anything? Oh, okay. OJ found someone.
Yeah, it's my boy George over there, part of the village, but he kind of has his own thing that he's doing now. So if you guys want to check him out, he's playing some Splatoon, and he's giving away something too. He's giving like an eShop card or something like that. So
okay, all right, cool. That'll work. I guess that's everything. Oh, Sean, they were hoping that you would do your kiss to the camera.
Mwah!
Do it. Yeah.
I did. Yeah, anyone could take that. You know, it's all good.
Gift it. Send that to me.
Oh, he's giving away a digital copy of Valkyria Chronicles 4. So
that ain't bad.
Yeah,
I'm not bad at that.
Yeah. So you guys can go. I put the link in the chat. You guys want to go to Raid George? You guys can do that.
Okay. I think we're good. Oh, hold on. I had it. I was gonna put a picture of Kiss up to be funny, but that's fine. All right, we'll see you later. That's it for us this week. We'll see you guys. Next week. Thanks for watching.